Hi. Good evening, good afternoon. Annyeong, 안녕하세요. Konnichiwa. Ni hao ma. Let's see. Guten Tag. Hey, everybody. Welcome to my channel. This week, I got a banger. I got a banger this week, like the young folks say. We got a banger. We got a banger. So welcome to my channel. Welcome to my weekly K-pop review. We're going to talk about BTS updates. Hello, BTS lover Jungkook. We're going to talk about BTS updates, Hive, Cortis. I have a whole bunch of stuff written down. And my Kai concert, stuff like that. You got all the, we're going to talk about the BTS Tiny Tans. I have a whole video coming up about my Tiny Tan adventure. I'm glad that you got all the BTS figures for the throwback edition. Oh, you did? Oh my God. We're gonna talk about my videos coming up this week in my Tiny Tan adventures. I have a whole video about my adventures. I did do a seminar. I couldn't believe I did it either. I'm insane. Today is not gonna be 7 hours because I got other things to do today, y'all. So I promise I'll try to make this short and sweet. The biggest topic I'm going to talk about is Jungkook. And we're going to talk about his situation and the Western music industry. So we're going to talk about that. But hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Nomadic Kitty. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Also, I do have memberships. And I cannot give away memberships when I'm doing a live stream through my phone, unfortunately. So I can't give away live. Have I gotten any? Yes, I do have Tiny Tans. I have 3 because I bought 3 Happy Meals at once. And I got a video coming up where I'm doing an unboxing and I'll show you guys like which ones I got. So there you go. But I wish I could give away free memberships. But next week I'm gonna hook up my computer because I can only do it on a desktop. I'm going to hook up my computer next weekend. If you guys come back next weekend, and I'm going to give away free memberships. Like I said, I wish I could buy memberships for you guys, but unfortunately, I don't have it. I'm going to put some of you guys. You got RM today? I didn't even get the one I wanted. Anyway, but we're going to talk about it today. Hey, everybody. Russia watching me too. Hello, Russia. I have an interesting story about, do you know that, like, if you don't know it, I'm part Russian? Believe it or not, I'm part Russian. So, yeah, my great grandmother is Russian. Believe it or not. Believe it or not. So, on my dad's side, my great grandmother immigrated from Russia, kind of like the border between like Siberia, and she immigrated to Chicago and she married a black man. She came in around, I mean, it was the turn of the century. So immigrants were treated, and black people and Irish and Jews were treated pretty much like the dregs of society. And she moved to the East Coast when she was really young, and she had children with him. She married a black man. and there you go. I don't know any Russians, but yes, that's a very interesting story about me. So I tell it in one of my videos where I talk about the shaman. If you watch my shaman video, I tell you that Rasputin, the famous mystic Rasputin, is actually one of my ancestors, which is it's a true story. Like, I've traced it back. I've done DNA and everything. Like, I've traced it back. Like Rasputin, I'm related to Rasputin. So just a little tidbit about me. A little something that people were like, wow, really? I was like, yeah. So like, I did a college paper about Rasputin, and I didn't even know I was related. I was always fascinated with Rasputin, and then I did a DNA. And I've actually talked to distant family members in Finland and in Russia and Siberia, in that area where our family's from. But I'm a distant relative of the controversial Russian mystic Rasputin. That is one of my distant offshoot ancestors, believe it or not. It's a very, very interesting story. Very, very interesting. My late husband was also related to Nikola Tesla. My late husband is Czech. He's Czech. He's from Czechoslovakia, and one of his relations is Tesla. But anyway, I digress. But that's just a bit about me. That's just kind of weird. It's a weird, freaky thing. It's weird. Um, you thought I was kidding, Marie? Oh no, I wasn't kidding. Just like I did a cult video. If you please, you guys, please check out my recent videos. I did post a whole bunch of videos this week. I did a video about K-pop and cults. And in the beginning, I said I was in a cult, and I wasn't joking. Like, I really was in a cult from 13 to 23. But that's another time for another day. Like, so no, I wasn't joking. When I say stuff in videos, y'all, I don't be joking. I be real serious. I really was in a cult. I was in a high control religion. So if you watch my cult video, and I talk about K-pop and cults, and I did a lot of research, but I'm not lying. Like, I really was in a cult. Anyway, so yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Tiny Tans. And so Tiny Tans, I did a whole video that's coming out on Tuesday about Tiny Tans. Y'all see it's like sunny out here? Like, you see that glare? I'm trying to like not hit the glare. Oh, you thought that was kidding in too? Marie over there like, oh, Kiki girl, you funny. You thought I was kidding about being in the cold, girl. Let me just turn it this way. No, I'm being serious. I really was in a cold. I really was. Like, I don't be lying in my videos. Look, I didn't live a whole bunch of life, but I appreciate all, I'll be thinking I'm kidding. I appreciate all my members being here. And then, like I said, if you sign up for memberships, I will give y'all anecdotal stories in my posts on my community posts, and I will give you all kinds of gossip and stories and things that I hear around the business. I also plan to release like the people who are members, they get to see my videos ahead of time. Do you know what Happy Meal display? I don't know what Happy Meal display y'all talking about. Y'all talking about the Tiny Tans meals? Y'all are so enterprising. Y'all like, okay, look, I went and got this. y'all are real enterprising, because I'm real shy. So some people I know, hello, Michael Ellis. Some people were like calling the McDonald's, and yeah, Marshall, we want to know. We want to know. No, you thought I was playing around? Nah, I'll be serious. I was in a cult, y'all. I know all about cults. I know it when I see it, and I don't like it. But yes, you watch my videos, I will sprinkle little things about my life in there. Like I said, with the Rasputin and the thing, these are all true. This is true, 100%, 110% true. I really was in a cult, y'all. But I got out of it and I survived. So I survived. But I spent my teenage years in a cult. So when they talked about K-pop and cults and any type of cult show that comes on TV, I'm very interested in watching it. So they talked about K-pop and cults. So those are the two things that I know about the best. I'm like, ooh-wee. So there's a Netflix special that they've had about South Korean cults. So I suggest you guys go watch it and then come back and watch my video. And I plan to release more stuff this week. And again, if you be a member, you will read all kinds of anecdotal stories about my life that y'all be like, what? That it be real true. Like, I tell true stories about like my very interesting family, which is very interesting. Like I tell people, my family has been in the entertainment industry since the 30s. Like I have like branches. I have like a gospel branch. I have a secular music branch, and then I have the non-music branch, which is my branch of the family. I'm not musically inclined. I can't sing, I can't dance, I can't do none of that. Yeah, she said it's all serious. But we get displays that show the toys that come in a Happy Meal. Tiny Tans has 14 of them. Girl, really? Michael Ellis said they probably still watching you. What the call? I used to do videos. Let me tell y'all something before I get started. I have another YouTube channel that I don't tell anybody on this side about, because it's anyway. So I used to be a reality show YouTuber. And then also I used to be on a podcast where we would talk about the religion that I used to be a part of. And there's a bunch of us who've left the religion, and we get together and we have Reddit groups and we talk about our experiences. And I've been on other people. There's a bunch of YouTubers that talk about this religion, and I've been on some of their YouTube channels talking about, this is years ago, talking about how I got into the cult and how I spent from the age of 13 to the age of 22, 23 in this cult. It's a high control religion. All a cult is a high control religion. And so, and if I say the religion, y'all would know what it is. Y'all would be like, oh, because it's not anything. It's not anything like a crazy religion. It's a religion you've heard of. Like I used to be. I'm gonna tell you, I used to be a Jehovah's Witness. So, but it's a very, and out of all the high control religions, to me, Jehovah's Witnesses, they've done some really like bad things. But my experience wasn't that bad. I know some people that were like horrifically abused. So I know people, Masons and Eastern Stars. I come from a Mason family as well. I had a grandfather who was very high up as a Mason. I have family members that are Masons and Eastern Stars, even to this day. They're Prince Hall Masons, I would say. Prince Hall Masons, if you know what that is. So yeah, y'all, one day I'm going to have Kiki story time, and I'll tell y'all about my family. Y'all will be like, what? I can tell y'all some stories. Y'all be like, what? So anyway, if you join my membership, I again, I put things in my post that, y'all will be like, what? But let us begin. I digress. I digress. So we're going to talk about BTS updates. So this week we're going to start with RM and V. So RM and V were at this art gallery, this Paradise Art Gallery showing. It was this big industry type of event. So RM and V were there. They were looking good. They were smiling for the cameras. And then RM and Jimin were out at an event as well. And Jimin got blonde hair. Do y'all know that Jimin got blonde hair now? Jimin had his glasses on and he has blonde hair. So blonde Jimin is back, y'all. Just in case y'all didn't know, blonde Jimin is back. Everybody, blonde Jimin is retired. Everybody was excited. They like, oh, blonde Jimin. So everybody's excited blonde Jimin is back. Hey, ATP86, what's up? Okay. So blonde Jimin showed up. Hey, Natalie. Natalie, where you been, Natalie? Blonde baddie is back, yes. He looked good with that blonde hair, girl. I was like, ooh. I was like, let me fan myself, baby. And him and RM were out at another art event, which basically, again, these let me tell you about something in South Korea. These art events where they have like art openings and art dinners and art showings and gallery. A lot of these events are where a lot of K-pop singers and a lot of industry people come together and they hang out and party and hook up and everything like that. So just in case y'all didn't know, these events, hey Olive B, and so these are where all these events are where they all hang out and where they just chill. They hang out and they hang out. So these events are just a way, hello Monique, just a way for these people to come together. Like, so y'all wonder how K-pop singers meet people and date and stuff like that. That's one of the way. So you saw a camera like it was being filmed. Yeah, you will see cameras there. You will see all kinds of things. People film it and they put clips on their social media and stuff like that. These events are just, it's an art gallery showing or an artist, but really it's just an excuse for them to come together and party and hang out and get drunk. Like, I'm just gonna tell you the truth. That's from what I heard. I heard it was just an excuse for them to come together. And a lot of people in the industry go to these are like the industry parties that you see in the West. When the West have industry parties, we have industry parties. Pool parties, drunken parties. I don't know, freak offs, if you will. Like, these are the things that happen in the West. In South Korea, they have art openings and gallery openings, but really, it's just a way for people to get to know each other, hang out, drink. It's just an excuse for industry people to get together and network and schmooze. And like I said, hook up. It's just an excuse, girl. So when they be like, oh, it's an art house, but people online was like, oh, that's so swanky. I'm like, from what I know, I asked somebody in the industry. I said, okay, so these art gallery part, they're like, girl, they like these. It ain't nothing really. It's in a swanky setting. She's like, girl, but it ain't nothing but a drunk fest. That really is just a way for people to drunk and hoe. That's what I heard. That these art house parties in Seoul are a way for people in the industry to drunk and hoe. I was told that drunk and hoe. My friend said, quote unquote, drunk and hoe. I said, what? She said, drunken hoe. I said, oh, all right, girl. So that's just on the cool. That's what's really happening, y'all. So, you know, do I love Stray Kids and Blackpink? Yes, I do have. I have shorts of. I have videos about Stray Kids and shorts about Blackpink members. They talking about. They talking about. It's just. It's so swanky, and I was like, I said it looks that way, but it's not really that swanky and that sophisticated, y'all. It just excuse for them to hook up. Yeah, to be on the invite list is phenomenal. But and then they, there's hangers on and groupies. I tell y'all in K-pop they have groupies too, just like in America. So they have people that know people that know people that get invited to these events, hanger on groupies, are male and female groupies that come to these parties to seen and be seen. It's just like anything else that happens in Hollywood. In America. You said Natalie said period. Right, girl, like that. They ain't doing nothing that people in America ain't doing. They just put it up like it's just this facade of respectability. And my friend's like, girl, don't be fooled. Like them people out here. Thank you for the tease footage. No problem. You missed Tay's live. So yeah, we're gonna talk about V. Speaking of V, he did do a live today. If you guys didn't know, which I didn't know, today is Yon Tan's birthday. So V's cute little dog that died last December. He died December. I remember when that happened because again, I've only been BTS Army for a year, so I missed that whole Yon Tan experience. I've seen pictures, I've seen video of this cute little dog, but I don't know nothing about this cute little dog. But today was Yon Tan's birthday, by the way. So V was on there, and it is sad. It is sad. It's just sad. So yeah, anytime you lose a pet, it's sad. I've lost pets, so I understand what it feels like to lose a pet, especially ones that you're very, very close with. And he seems like he loved his dog and very close with his dog. And that's just how it is. So hello, Blackpink. Blackpink in your area? Blackpink is the revolution. Hello, Blackpink. And so it was just sad. But yeah, he was on there. He would, yeah, Yon Tan was such a cute dog. He was just adorable. I love those kind of dogs, by the way. Was it like was a Pomeranian? I love those type of dads. And so, yeah, he was on layover. His little face is V's icon on Weverse. And so V got on there. First, it started out early this morning. V was typing messages. And then you do know in like 10 o'clock in the morning, it's like midnight. 10 o'clock my time central. It's like midnight in South Korea. So it's late at night. And so V started out by typing messages on Weverse and responses, and then eventually gets on live. And then you couldn't see him. And then people were like, turn on your camera. And he turned on his camera, and he was singing popular songs. And I watched some of it. And then he was singing, and he was looking all cute. And then he wasn't on for very long. Kim Tae-young again, the king of mystery of always, the king of mood, vibe, and mystery. Kim Tae-young to me is the king of mood, vibe, and mystery. Like, because he just brings a whole mood, a whole vibe, and he sneaks on real quick. And he was looking, I mean, Kim Tae-young be looking good, y'all. Like, he be looking good. So he got on there looking good. He got on there and sang. He sang all these songs. And then it's it. And he left. He was gone in the ether. I was like, oh, here he comes. Oh, he's gone. Poof. Poof. He's gone. Say, y'all. I see why y'all like him. I said, V got such an air. He's a whole mood and a vibe. He's a Capricorn. I'll say less about that. Me and Capricorns, we don't mesh. Me. I can't say, well, my daughter's a Capricorn and I love her, but I've dated 3 Capricorns. 3. It's my kryptonite. Like, I can't do the Capricorns. They too just one-sided and stubborn. They real stubborn. He broke out with Prince. Yeah, he did Prince. Nothing compares to you. Yes. Girl, I was like, yeah, he's like a magician. It's like, poof, I'm gone. Hello. Like, poof, like puff of smoke, he gone. I'm like, baby. J-Hope, I don't know where J-Hope was at. J-Hope, Cole on her channel, she had some pictures of J-Hope. He's doing like a new campaign. I forgot the name of the brand. Oh, but his initials are AP. But he came out with they came out with another commercial or marketing or something for a brand. I forgot the name of it. It's something French or something. But anyway, I saw the ad campaign where J Hope was doing pictures, blah blah blah. And so, hello, Shelling P. Yes, Tay is very unique. He's a unique kind of guy. So I saw J Hope in his ad campaign. But I don't know the name of the brand. I don't forgot. And you need him to play the beautiful ones. Okay. I don't know what that is. Is that a song? Oh, the watch campaign. Yes, Shelling P. It's a watch. The initials are AP, and I saw that on Colt Nava. I saw her on her. She put a short of it, and J Hope was looking just dapper, just good as always. I really like J Hope's sense of style. I love his sense of style. I love his sense of style. Oh, the beautiful ones. Oh, by Prince. Yes. How could I not know that song? My late husband was a huge Prince fan, like a huge Prince fan, like huge. Like he was one of the biggest Prince Michael Jackson fans, my late husband. But yeah, J Hope, is a watch campaign. So I heard that BTS are going to be going back to California or back to the States to film their new music video or videos, maybe more than one video. I don't know. But I sort of hear that they're going back to the States. And then I'm trying to think, is anybody else? Jen, I don't know where Jen is at. Of course, I don't know Sugar MIA, but I think those are all the BTS updates I can think of, not unless you guys have anything else. So that's the end of my BTS updates that I know this week. The boys are out doing, yeah, they're going to come back to the United States at some point. That's good. Oh, the other thing I want to talk about, the Tiny Tans. So September 3rd, McDonald's has the Tiny Tans promotion right now. So go to McDonald's and you get the Tiny Tans. I went to McDonald's this past week and I got 3 Happy Meals and I did an unboxing. So look for that video on Tuesday. Okay, Lou Squares, you can, okay, lurk, as long as you're respectful, you can lurk. But I did the Tiny Tans, and I know some of you guys, I've been hearing from people everywhere. I've been hearing from people in Korea. I've been hearing from people all over talking about these Tiny Tans. I know one lady that got like all 7 of them, and that's because she was talking to the people at McDonald's. Like, some of y'all are real bold, and I'm not. Like, I'm an introvert, believe it or not. I'm a shy, sweet girl. So, I'm a shy, sweet, and innocent girl. I'm just a shy girl. And so some of y'all are real bold. Like, y'all calling McDonald's and y'all like, hey, yo, Mickey D's, I need sugar. I'm going to need a RM. Bish, I'm going to need a Jimin stat pronto right now. I'll be there in 10 minutes. Click. Like, some of y'all is at the Mickey D's standing over the counter talking about, say what's up. What's up? Some of y'all are just real aggressive with it. Y'all like, hey, no, I don't want this one. Some of y'all are getting Happy Meals. Y'all picking up the toys. Y'all throwing them at them MFers. Y'all like, I don't want this one. Give me that one. Matter of fact, just bring the box and let me pick out whichever one I want. You got it. We good. Like, some of y'all is real boss hog up in this mug. Like, some of y'all been strong arming Mickey D. Y'all been punching people out at Mickey D. Y'all don't be going to Mickey D's causing no problems. My McDonald's is gross. I don't even eat the food. We are there for the tour. Oh, you ATP 86 said no. She is polite. She is not at McDonald's punching people in the teeth. You ain't windmilling. Some of y'all was windmilling on Mickey D's. I was like, all right, y'all do your thing. But just give me the toys. Ain't nobody gonna get hurt up in here, son. Like, some of y'all was straight up like Compton, like Brooklyn up in there, like Chicago, like some of y'all had some New Orleans flavor. Y'all was like, hey, yo, son. Like, so I've been hearing all kinds of funny, hilarious stories about people getting their toys. Some of y'all laughing. Some of y'all laughing because y'all know it's true. Some of y'all like, well, I wasn't doing them like that, Kiki. I was just letting them know, politely. So some of y'all been calling the McDonald's. I am not that aggressive. I'm not an aggressive girl. So I'm just like, I go through the drive-through and I'm like, can I get my Happy? And then that's it. And then whatever I take home and get home is what I get. And if I don't get what I want, I guess so I do plan to go back. I did do an unboxing video on Tuesday, so you guys will be able to see the ones that I got, but I am going back. But yeah, Christine, McDonald's food is gross. Like I took the food, we didn't want the food. I took the apple slices and the apple juice out the meal because that's the only thing I wanted. And then the food, we gave the food away to my daughter's friends in the neighborhood. So the food, I didn't throw. I ain't gonna throw away no food now, y'all got me messed up. I ain't throwing away no food. So I gave it to the kids in the neighborhood. And so I'm gonna go back again this week and do another video, unboxing video, and see which ones I get. And so it's all about the numbers on the boxes. I heard that some lady told me in another state, she's like, you do know there's numbers on the boxes. And I'm like, what? I didn't even know I didn't even see that there was numbers on the boxes. So I know now. Once you know the numbers, oh, is that what you asked for? Katina said once she knew the numbers, she knew what to ask for. That the McDonald's employees, they probably didn't know the numbers on the box. Child, like, look, I live in a small city. The people in my McDonald's, they're like, just be happy that the ice cream machine is working. Because in my McDonald's, again, I live in a small town. My McDonald's, you roll up on my McDonald's and they be like, we ain't got no ice cream. You know what I'm saying? Like when I go to McDonald's, I ask for stuff on the menu and they act like they don't know what it is. I was like, can I have a pumpkin pie? And they're like, pumpkin pie. They like, hold on. Okay, she want a pumpkin pie. Like, what's she talking? Oh, we got a pumpkin pie. Oh, it's on the menu. Oh shit. Oh yeah, we got it. It's like it's on your menu. I mean, my McDonald's is literally run by a bunch of 15-year-olds. I'm telling you, there's probably 4 employees. They're probably all under the age of 20. My McDonald's, they all look confused. So I'm scared to ask them about like numbers on the box because they probably be like, ma'am, you better be glad you getting some food right now. Just be happy you getting that, ma'am. Just be happy you getting it, you know. So, you know, when y'all live in bigger cities with bigger McDonald's, but my McDonald's is like every time we go there, the ice cream machine broken. Yeah, mine is like, look, you better be glad we work here too. You better be glad I came in today, ma'am. Hello, Kim Fatma. Thank you. Yeah. Hello, CD. Like, my McDonald's like, you better be glad we here today. I got other ish to do. You better be glad I'm here. Okay. Period. Okay. We just work here. All right, ma'am. I don't know about no numbers or no boxes. I don't know about no tiny tans. So I don't know. The other employee jumped in Katina said the other employee jumped in while I was trying to get sugar. She didn't even give me everything in my mailbox. That's what you get, Katina. Katina be one of the people at McDonald's. She be roughing them up. She be like, look, just give me the box. I had somebody tell me online that they told the McDonald's employees just to give them the box and let them go through their own and let them go pick out whichever one they wanted. That this lady stood up here and this lady was like, just let me, she was standing at the counter and she said, you, just let me go through the box. Just bring the box, bring the box here. Just bring, and the McDonald's employee literally brought her the box that had all thing, and she rifled through it and picked whatever one she wanted, and then she paid for her food and left. I said that's a boss move, man. I'm not that bold, y'all. I don't even like talking to people. Like people like, well, just call. I'm like, no, just ask. I'm like, no. Like, I'm not gonna ask. Like, Jesus. Like, I barely even want to like talk to the people in the drive-through. But y'all up here have me really talking to people. I was like, girl, I barely even talk to the people in the drive. I live a very like solitude kind of life. Like I work from home. Like I don't deal with people on a day-to-day basis. Like face to face, I don't deal with people. You know, I'm used to talking to people through a computer or a phone, or I'm not used to like having to like actually deal with like I'm standing in front of people. I'm like I go through the drive-through. I can't tell you the last time I really went in a McDonald's, like inside a McDonald's. And then on top of that, we don't really go to McDonald's very often anyway. So Katina said she got home and it was outdone. So I called back to McDonald's and she gave me a code. You got a free Happy Meal today. Katina's boss hogging, y'all. She boss moves. Hello, Shivani Rana. Oh, that's a nice name. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. That is a heck of a name. Happy Saturday. So yeah, I'm not even as bold. I wish I had some of y'all boldness. I need to start taking some notes because I'm not a very like outgoing, I'm not a very bold person. I'm just kind of like sitting in the corner like, well, I guess I'll get these ones and go home. That's me. You say you have extra for you, but you don't know what it is yet. In my unboxing, I open all of mine, but we'll see. We'll see. Hello, Cathedral One. Hello. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes, y'all. But again, that Tiny 10 video is coming. But I do have to say, I was a little disappointed in the Tiny 10s because I don't know what era it is. Do y'all know what era it is? Can y'all tell me what era these time? Because when I watch the commercials and the Tiny 10s on YouTube, it's not dressed anything like these Tiny 10s. So I don't know. I was like, I don't know what era it is. So can y'all tell me? Maybe y'all know. I said, I'm gonna come on here and ask my audience. I said, because y'all be knowing better than I do what era this is. I don't know what era. Because I looked at their outfits and my daughter, she looked and she was like, not impressed. My daughter was not impressed. At all. She was not impressed. She was just like, she's like, these look cheap. So no, my daughter was not impressed by the Tiny 10. She was not impressed in the quality. She said the ones didn't look like the BTS members. She said, this don't look like him. It's like, that don't look like Jin. Even I know what he looked like, and that don't look like him. That's what my daughter said. I think it's a throwback edition. Oh, is it a throwback edition? I don't know what throwback to which era. I did a whole video on BTS eras, and I'm like, which era? And I was like, which era is this? Like, I've looked online trying to rack my brain, trying to figure out what era. Oh, you got them too, Harubi? You got them too? I got 3 of them. But again, I couldn't tell, hello, Michelle, what era it was. So if y'all can enlighten me what era this is. Have you seen the Mattel BTS dolls? Yes, I have. And I told y'all last week, I almost bought a sugar one. Almost. It's the outfits they wore for BTS meal commercial. Li Yang says it is the outfits they wore for the BTS meal commercial. That's the reason why I don't know what these outfits are. Look at me, I'm looking. Is it? Oh, let's look it up, shall we? Let me turn on my TV and we're going to look it up. I've never seen the BTS meal commercial, so maybe that's why I didn't. Oh, you have all of them? You're lucky. They said, it is the BTS meal commercial. Okay, we're going to look it up, y'all. I got TV, internet. Thank you, Harubi. Harubi, where are you from? It's a nice name. We're going to look up the BTS meal commercial. BTS meal commercial. We're going to look it up because I'm interested. Y'all got me. BTS meal. Okay, McDonald's commercial. Oh, there's a lot of them. There's one from Australia. Oh, Lord. Okay, hold on. There's a throwback encore edition. Okay, yes, please, let's get a little bit. Let's get a little bit more specific. There's a lot of videos from 4 years ago. I'm gonna look. Let's see. You say encore. Throwback edition. Oish. There's so much stuff I have not seen of BTS. So I don't look at me for being the expert, because I'm not. Throwback. Let me see if I can spell, y'all. Throwback. Okay, now let's search. Let me see if I can find these outfits, because I know what outfits they were wearing. I see people have had reviews and unboxings and stuff like that. I just see a bunch of unboxings. They're showing ones from like the complete collection. Hey guys, I'm here with you. Okay, maybe I should do. Maybe I should change the title of my video to the BTS unboxing, because it really is like an unboxing. But anyway, I digress. I'm trying to find. Let's see. Yeah, we're here for the BTS video. Oh, wait, hold on. I gotta put this on mute, y'all. Okay, let me see. This is I gotta go back and watch all these BTS commercials. Yahoo Entertainment has an article on it. Oh, okay. The first one was the 10-piece nugget meal. We had shirts for the crew. Okay. You know, there's a dub version of BTS and McDonald's commercial by Cameron. Y'all keep telling me about Cameron Phillips, and I don't know who this person is. And I'm gonna look this person up. Anyway, I'm watching a commercial, and yeah, I want to see. This is another. Someone talked about there's a backlash. I don't know. I'm just gonna skip that because everybody be making up stuff. I'm gonna go and do some more research about this when I have time. But and look at and try to find the commercial and look up the Yahoo articles, and then I will be like, oh, maybe it'll make a little bit more sense to me because I did the unboxing and I was upset because I was like, these are not the outfits I saw in the commercial. I was mad. I was like, Sugar's supposed to have the mint green hair. Like I was all saucy about it, y'all. So, but I will. You have an extra Jungkook? Okay. Thank you, Josh M. And I will go back and look. So that's my tiny tan. My tiny tan. And again, watch for my video because I did a tiny tan adventure. So it'll be coming out on Tuesday, unless you're a member, which you'll probably have early access to it. But y'all see it, and my daughter will be there. You will see her hands unboxing because she likes to unbox stuff. So there you go. So you will see them unboxing it, and it should be fun. So anyway, so on to our next subject. We're going to talk about HYBE USA. So HYBE, we're going to do some HYBE news. HYBE news. HYBE USA. Are you from Bali, Indonesia? Okay. Hello, Yessie from Bali, Indonesia, a land of paradise. So HYBE USA got rid of Scooter Braun, which anyway, I won't go there. Sugar with the light green hair, yeah. Oh God, yeah. That's my favorite Sugar. So HYBE USA, Scooter Braun has gone. He was the CEO or the person who ran HYBE USA. Let's put it that way. He gone. He left like a couple of months ago. And then HYBE Korea said, you know, we wish you luck in your future endeavors or whatever. There are things about Scooter Braun that I do not like. I won't get into it right now. Between him and Dr. Luke, I don't know which one of these people I don't like the most. So I don't know which person that I don't like the most. So we just put it that way. I won't get into my Scooter Braun talk. That's for another time and another day. But HYBE USA has decided to restructure. Are you so glad that Scooter's out? Me too, girl. I am. That person is problematic on many men. There are many rumors going around about Scooter Braun. I could be dishing tea all day on the things that I've heard about Scooter. Like I said, him and Dr. Luke, if you don't know who Dr. Luke is, look that person up as well. That person is not a good person. He is a prolific producer. Dr. Luke has produced a lot of hits for a lot of artists. Kesha, Britney Spears, and he is not good. It's ATP 86 degrees on both of them. These people who have a reputation in the business of exploitation, mismanagement, they you know, I don't know what people see in Scooter Braun. I mean, I kind of get it that he is successful, but it's suspect. I heard, you know, I wasn't Army then, but I heard that when Scooter Braun, when HYBE bought over the Scooter Braun's company, because that's how they became, you know, sounds like a video. It's gonna be a video because it's something else about Scooter Braun. But I heard because I was an Army then that there were a lot of armies that were upset that Scooter Braun was running HYBE America. Dr. Luke, boy, you ain't never lying. Anybody need to be locked up. It is like the stuff that I've seen and read and heard out, it made your jaw drop. Like he is up there with Diddy, in my opinion. Like this is a person that's gotten away with a lot in the industry over the years. And hopefully one day he might be caught up in something. But it's the same thing. There are rumors and things going around about Dr. Luke and Scooter Braun that kind of like is almost Diddy-esque. Not that bad as Diddy, but just things that he's done in the business. I heard that a lot of armies were upset because they do not like Scooter Braun. They do not trust him. They do not like him, period. And so I jumped down the rabbit hole a little bit, but I jumped out of that rabbit hole. But I will go down that rabbit hole and we'll talk about I'll do a video about Dr. Luke and Scooter Braun because it is a whole, like, it's a whole thing. You know, it has to do with Justin Bieber and it just a lot of stuff. His reputation in the business again. The same thing with Diddy. It's not a secret. It's like an open secret. It's not a secret. Like people know that this person is not on the up and up, but he hadn't been caught with anything illegal in so far that we know of. But his business practices and the way he's treated as artist and the whole thing with Taylor Swift, the whole thing with Taylor Swift is how he came into my attention and soured me on it. And how he took her, you know, like he had owned all of her library and she had to fought in court for years to get control of her music back. And she was signed to a really janky, skeevy contract when she was like 17, 18 years old for like 7, 8 years. And he owned all of her music. And so she had to fight like hell. You know, Taylor Swift talked about it. Fight to get control over her own music that she wrote and that she shouldn't have never signed that contract. But I mean, that's how the music, you know, that's an understatement. Yeah, I heard the armies were not happy. I've heard and read things that people were happy when Scooter Braun stepped down from HYBE America. So HYBE America right now is restructuring. So they've gotten new executive, they've moved people out, people in, they've gotten rid of people. They've done a massive restructuring this past week. And they're still restructuring things. So I think really they're trying to move the people who were brought in with Scooter Braun. When he took over HYBE America, he brought in his people and stuff like that. And then I heard that armies didn't want Scooter Braun working with BTS, and that Scooter Braun has a whole thing with like Israel, and it's a lot. It's a lot. But I heard that people did not want Scooter Braun working with BTS, and it's understandable why. But I knew that he was. We've been hearing rumors that he was going to step down about 6, 7 months ago. These rumors were going around that he was going to step down or quit okay. He stepped down. I'm going to put it that way. Step down from HYBE America. If y'all believe he stepped down. But okay, I've heard contrary to that he didn't step down. That people were telling him he needed to step down. That's what I heard. That he was kind of like given a nice little severance package. It was like, all right, you can resign now. And so there's now a restructuring going on. And speaking of Hive, Minhee Jin was also in the news this week. We're going to Hive and New Jeans. Speaking of Hive and Adore, Minhee Jin was in court because she won $250 from her defamation case, which I'm sure she probably blew thousands of dollars to win $250. Because she's suing people for apparently allegedly slandering her online. She got a whopping $250 USD. So she is on a mission and a crusade, I guess, to stop anybody from talking bad about her, I guess, whatever. Okay. So in Korea, this is how it happened in Korea, you know. Hello, Aaliyah's world. And so in Korea. So Minhee Jin, yeah, she won some cases. And then speaking of cases, there's I believe this month at the end of this month, there's a court case coming up, and then New Jeans is coming up in October. So we have a bunch of court cases. I forgot to report on it a couple of weeks ago, that New Jeans tried mediation and it's not worked because in the South Korean justice system, they tried mediation to try to work it out. And once again, New Jeans was not budding, and so mediation didn't work. And so I think they're going to try mediation again, and then they go to court in October. So, and then Minhee Jin is suing Adore, saying that she was forced out or let go, or Adore was going through her stuff. And then, you know, I talked about the cacao messages a couple of weeks ago. That are going to be going through, and be more of them are going to be released. So, hello. Oh, Sprunky Gray sent 100. Okay. Scooter is not gone, but he's still on the board of directors. Oh, okay. Hive has a habit of changing their CEOs every 3 Fridays. Hive Boy covered it. So Scooter's not gone. He's still on the board of directors, but he's not in control. That CEO, I know Hive has a habit of changing CEOs every 3 to 5 years, but from what I heard, they wanted Scooter gone. They wanted him out of control, which they should have. Because there are things allegedly I wouldn't be surprised, y'all, if you will hear something within the next 6 months or so. That there's something going on because people are like, that's curious. And I know Hive changes, but a Hive in South Korea is different than America. America's usually they don't change CEOs like that. And he was like the big get that Bang PD wanted. Like he wanted Scooter really to be there. Again, from what I know, going back again, little did I know that he wanted Scooter Braun to be there and all this other stuff. But now they're restructuring everything. Like they're restructuring everything. And I think it's because something else is going on. Speaking of Hive, but we'll see. We shall see. Because wrestling the control out of his hands is the best thing they ever done, in my opinion. It's a good job. Good job. Good. Whoever made that decision. I don't know if the Hive CEO, I don't know, Bang PD, whoever did that, good job. Good job. Because I wouldn't trust this person. I would not. I would not, from what I heard, I would not trust this person with HYBE America. And I understand he's a prolific producer. He can keep doing that. He can produce the music and keep doing whatever he's doing. Yeah, he can do that. But other than that, I'm like, I don't know if I don't know. Hello, Cleveland. Hello, Cleveland. So I don't know if I would trust him to really. I was shocked. I was in shock when I learned that they had bought his stake in his company. I was surprised that they left him in charge, like, honestly. But I don't know if that was part of his contract, part of his deal. I don't know if he's on the board of directors because I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. But I just, in my opinion, from what I've heard, I wouldn't leave this person in control of nothing. He needs to stay away from BTS, like, for real. I mean, just in a lot of ways. Like, just in a lot of ways. Like I said, I can't get into it right now, but just a lot of things I heard. Like I said, him and Dr. Luke, y'all, those are people I do not like. I'm like, no, Dr. Luke. They like, oh, Dr. Luke. I'm like, it's like you want to have Diddy running your company. I just be like, all right, sure. Don't do it. This person will get you in trouble. Don't leave no girl groups around them anyway. Back onto my notes. So Mini Jin and Hive were restructured. Hive also announced another Scooter is bought out at this point. Is no longer. Yeah, I'm glad. And Melissa, I'm glad he was bought out. I am so glad. I was so happy and excited. I am glad that he is bought out. Yeah, and they know to quietly be like, okay, go on now. Go on now. Go on now, Scooter. Go on, scoot that way, Scooter. Go on. I am so happy. Like it's better for the company. And like I said, because I don't like that person. Like the things, like I said, just like I didn't like Diddy for years. I was like, y'all do know this person. People just ignored it and moved on. Same thing about Dr. Luke. I'm like, what? Because people want to be with success in the industry. This person, and Scooter Braun has a lot of clout and a lot of pull in the industry. He has a lot of powerful connections. So that's another thing. Because when I read about his story and I'm like, how did this person rise to this level? I'll say less. Because again, there are some people in the industry that you like, how does this person keep being in this business and getting away with this? And they've had success with artists, but they ain't had that much success. It's not like, but they know people. They know people. They just know people. Thank you, Marsha Senna. Thank you. They know people that know people. Scooter is very well connected in this. Same thing about Dr. Luke. He's well connected. Same thing about Diddy. These are well-connected people in the industry. And they get away with a lot. And people turn a blind eye to it because they want to get in this person's good graces. And it's just interesting. It's just, like I said, I'll do a video about it. But they have a new global group you guys haven't seen. I saw a little commercial about it. The Hive got a new little global group. They got 3 members, and I guess they're looking for other ones. I didn't really pay attention to this because, it is, yes, who you know. A lot of that is in all the entertainment industry, even in South Korea, it's who you know. And who is powerful enough to back you. And once you get hanging around some really powerful people, you can get away with literally murder. You can just do bad things, apparently. Again, look at Diddy. He got away with stuff he was doing for 20 years. And then everybody knew what was going on, but nobody really did anything because he was powerful. Diddy hobnobbed with a lot of powerful people in the industry, higher ups. Even apparently that works even for your court case. Anyway, so apparently that works when you go to court too. You just be able to like, oh, I get a lesser charge. Ta-da! You know, like I'm like, oh, so that's how that works. Oh, okay, all right, yeah, because like, did he know where the bodies are buried? He know what people are doing. They don't want to go down with the ship. They like, you know what? We just, you know what? It's like that's how it works in the industry. It's really who you know, and so you know. So HYBE America has a global group. I don't know if y'all know information about this global group. I don't know much about them. All I saw was a little short teaser for a minute. So I don't know. So if y'all can tell me some information about this new global group and how they're going to find the other members, I didn't see that. ATP 86 said they know the ones that folks don't know about, the ones really turning the industry right, the real movers and shakers, like the investors, the investor people who really make the world go around, like higher ups. People have been in the business a long time. The longer you're in the business, the more you know. So there you go. But yeah, the HYBE global group, HYBE America new global group, they have a new global group. Somebody said that these girls, these ladies that were on this teaser, that they're taken from the same show as Cat's Eye. And so I don't know what they're going to do with this new global group, but I don't want them to be like Cat's Eye Light. And so when I saw the little teasers, let me pull up the teaser. Let me go back and look at the teaser, y'all. Because I thought it was Cat's Eye at first, to be honest with you guys. I was like, oh, is this Cat's Eye? And then I was like, that's not Cat's Eye. I was like, these are some other girls. You know, so I was like, so then I read online, people were talking about this is a new global group, that they are having apparently global auditions. And so people have been posting videos about the three girls. Hive Geffen Prelude, the final piece intro film. That's what's on here. Oh, it'll be another show, Melissa. Oh, okay. Well, tell me something, Melissa. I'm so glad you're here, girl, because I'm glad y'all here because y'all be telling me. So it'll be another show to get the other members. Okay, that's what I thought. It's going to be another one of these like Cat's Eye survival shows that I hate. Y'all know how much I hate these survival shows. Y'all know I hate these K-pop shows. Every time I get on here, I don't bang this on the drum. I hate K-pop survival shows. Or they're runners up from the show. So these girls are runners up. I know they look familiar. So these girls are runners up from these girls are runners up. Okay, from the Cat's Eye. These are the ones that didn't make Cat's Eye. One girl with dark hair. These are very beautiful girls. Y'all know I like Cat's Eye. I think Cat's Eye are styled very nice. I like their music. Their music is catchy. I love whoever styled them. They can dance. They are good on stage, and they all can sing. So y'all know I don't like girl groups, but however, at Cat's Eye, I do have respect for them because they seem really polished. So they have a blonde girl. They have a dark haired girl. They have another girl. Let's see, a girl with braids. She kind of looks like my daughter. Thank you, Aubrey. I appreciate it, even though I'm looking hooded out today. But they have another girl with braids. I miss my daughter used to have hair like this, but she got rid of it. But anyway, she got rid of it. She like no more braids. So they have three very beautiful young ladies. Again, but I don't want this to be Cat's Eye Light. That's my fear. I was like, is this going to be like Cat's Eye Light? Are they going to go into another direction? I don't know. But I have to tell you, like, I'm going to say something very controversial. To me, Cat's Eye and this budding girl group right here, to me, Cat's Eye kills Korean girl groups. Korean girl groups are not doing anything right now very innovative or unique or original. To me, Cat's Eye, at least Cat's Eye is something interesting and entertaining for me to look at. Girl groups in Korea, they do nothing for me. They're all way too cookie cutter. They are way too, I don't like the way they're styled. I don't like their dancing. I don't like whatever HYBE America is doing with Cat's Eye or whoever is doing it. the creative direction, the choreography, the styling is, I mean, it's impeccable. The styling is impeccable. So whoever is doing whatever they're doing with Cat's Eye, they need to keep doing it because whatever they're doing, it's working. But these Korean girl groups, girl, I watch them every week, and I'm just sitting there like, okay, this is what y'all they mixing up the group. Shelling P. Hello, Miss Audrey. Cats are very innovative. You know. Oh, Melissa said, I hope they go in a different direction too. They need to try to get an R&B group that can actually dance and sing on a pop level. I agree, Melissa. Girl, 100%. I hope they can do something. Like I said, anything better than these K-pop groups, these Korean groups. They not it. They just not it for me. Like I said, it may just be me. Like I like Illit. Illit is cute for the young girl crowd, and they have like really catchy songs. I like Illit. I like them. I like Illit. But these other groups they have, girl, baby, honey, no. I can't listen to more than I don't know a difference between the Ive, the Kiras, the Kikis, the Moves, the Who's, the Vuvus, and the Shushus. I don't know the baby. I'll hear a song here and there that I'm like, oh, that's nice. But then, K-pop Demon Hunter is the best. I'm speaking of K-pop Demon Hunter. I did do a video about K-pop Demon Hunter about the future of the industry. When I talked about the industry and K-pop Demon Hunter, got everybody scared. So y'all check that video out if y'all didn't. And I also did a review of K-pop Demon Hunter, what I thought about the film. But yeah, it's like with K-pop Demon Hunter, how the music stayed on the charts. Because again, like I said in my video, the K-pop industry, they said that people in Korea, like I went back and asked, people in Korea mad, y'all. Speaking of K-pop Demon Hunter, do y'all know that people in Korea mad? They mad about you. First of all, people from China. First of all, China is mad at K-pop Demon Hunter. Speaking of K-pop Demon Hunter, China's mad at K-pop Demon Hunter, and people in Korea are mad at K-pop Demon Hunter. So even though it's wildly popular, because number one, K-pop Demon Hunter just beat Squid Game. By the way, if you haven't heard, just beat Squid Game as the number one show. They just killed Squid Game. So it's like K-pop Demon Hunter, Squid Game, like Stranger Things, like Red Notice, and some other stuff. K-pop Demon Hunter is number one on Netflix. And again, you would never even know this because people in the movie industry and the TV industry don't really talk about K-pop Demon Hunter, and I addressed this in my video. So I said, Korea, there are people in Korea who's salty because they're like, how's the West gonna make a K-pop? A Korean told me, well, how is the West gonna make a K-pop group in a show? I said, I know you're not. I was like, I know that question's not directed to me as a Westerner because I know the history of K-pop. I said, well, first of all, there's not much Korean about K-pop besides the language that they singing in. Baby, they was shook. They was mad at me. They was shooketh. I said, well, tell K-pop to stop borrowing from the West, and we can talk. Because I said everything in K-pop is not Korean besides the language they sing it in. The styling is Western, the music type, the dancing, everything is West. So I was like, y'all just took it and y'all made it your own, but really it don't originate from y'all. So I was like, yeah, y'all just mad because Sony and Netflix they outdid K-pop. They outdid the Koreans, and they not getting paid for it. Because I promise you, if K-pop Demon Hunters was a Korean property made by a Korean company, nobody in Korea would be upset. But Netflix just took the idea, the person who created it, and they was like, okay, bet that. Y'all been exporting K-pop to the West for decades now. For literally like 15 years, really heavily. A lot in the past 5 years. So y'all mad because Hollywood kind of caught up with y'all. They catching up with y'all, and they got better songs and charting better songs than the rest of y'all female K-pop groups that y'all try. So I said, that's because y'all need better music. Yeah, they got most of from the West. They get all their money from the West. I saw all these tourings, these merchandise that y'all sell to the West, and y'all mad because what? Netflix is like, hold on. And it was something that Netflix had no way of knowing that this was going to catch on. The people who made the movie was like, they didn't know. They just hoped to God it would get some attention. They didn't know it was going to explode like this. And so now they're mad. You put it on and let it repeat until you got sleepy. You watched it 10 times. Girl, people love it. And now, and Korea's mad. And China's mad because it's Korean. And the Chinese people are like, oh, it's just a copy of other westernized Korean stuff. And I'm like, China, don't get salty. Don't come in this conversation. Don't be salty, China. Like, and then all the Koreans are like, just gonna be a matter of time before China makes C-pop demon slayers. I said, oh no, not the C-pop demon slayer. Korea's talking about. They Koreans was clowning on China. They said they're gonna make C-pop demon slayers. I said, oh no, C-pop demon slayers, the movie. I was like, talking about China gonna try to copy it. And I said, yeah, maybe. I said, they like, just give it time. She's talking about trap music. Now they know that original music is trap. Yeah, original Korean music is trap music. Even a lot of the movie is J is city pop in Japan. J-pop, Shinigama killers. I'm like, yeah. And everybody's gonna start trying to do their own version of it. But I don't know if K-pop Demon Hunters is gonna be able to recreate their success. But we'll see. And like I said, I talk about it in my video. But yeah, people are mad because Sony and Netflix out K-pop Korea. And it's like, do better. Do better. Make good music. People would like, because there are people who don't even like K-pop Demon Hunters, but they like the music. So the music resonated because the music actually sounds modern. It sounds poppy because, again, the music in the West that's charts here in the West is different than what is in K-pop. K-pop is not a reflection of modern music in the West in particular. Even in Korea, it's still a niche thing. But it's not a reflection. It's like the music styles are like, K-pop is literally like 10, 15 years behind the West when it comes to the style of music. And so, what I mean, you know what? Just there's nothing you can do about that. Soda pop is good. My soda pop. They knew girl because they knew that BTS members were coming home this year, so they had to make people love K-pop again. Right? That's a great idea. That's a great idea. Yeah, it is. They like BTS is gone. What else we gonna do? So that's K-pop Demon Hunters. So then let's talk about Cortis. So Cortis, if you don't know, is the new Hive group. Cortis has a documentary out. It's in 4 parts. I think each part is like 25, 30 minutes. Like if you guys haven't watched. So Cortis is the new boy group. They're like ages from 16 to 19. They're really young. They're like babies. They're babies to me, babies. And so I watched the documentary. I watched the whole documentary and it was good because I like a good documentary. It's talking about how they're making their album and the producers that they use. Oh, you like them all. And they talk about their production process and their frustrations and their hardships and them not getting along with each other. It's very interesting. A lot of people say Cortis gives very like early BTS vibes. Cortis are no doubtly talented. They sing, they dance, they make their own music videos, but they are young. They are young. They are very, very young. Like I said, 16 to 19. That is very young. And you can tell just in their maturity levels that they're very, very young. And they have Supreme Boy there and they have other producers and stuff like that. And so the documentary was good. However, the only thing I can say that I missed out of this documentary is who Cortis really is. Like I didn't get any feeling of their background, what kind of music they like. I understand they're making an album. They were writing lyrics. They're working with Juicy J. They're working with Papoose, which are famous hip hop producers. They can sing. They can dance. They are very talented. But I just don't. From that documentary, I didn't really get a sense of like, okay, because Hybe really talks about authenticity and stuff like that, and that's great. But I didn't get to see their personalities a lot and what they like because there are 5 of them, so they're all going to have their own different ideas and tastes in music. But I just feel like the documentary really could have touched. They don't have to go on and on about it, but I just didn't really get a sense of like what kind of things do they like, what kind of music did they listen to, what kind of music that they like. Yeah, it's a 4 parts, and I watched all 4 parts. Audrey Audrey says she's an alien goddess, Robinson. Oh my God, I love that name. That's why you love Stray Kids. They're going through so much. Yeah, I didn't know anything about Stray Kids until I did the video and went to their concert. And their concert is, I would say Stray Kids is one of the best concerts I went to. It is very, like the production is on point. And I've been to many different concerts. And I think this year, and I went to the Kai concert, by the way, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But I didn't get a sense of who Cortis really was. I just was like, okay, this is good. This is a good process. It's interesting always for me to see the studio because again, I'm not a musically inclined person and I don't know what goes on with the music, so I don't know. So it was very interesting, but I just didn't get a sense of like what who they are as artists. I don't have to know like their personal lives and anything like that. That will come much later. But I was missing from the documentary. I didn't get to know who like what kind of music influences and inspirations that they have. It'd been nice to know that. Been nice to know if they were like, oh well, I like this group, or I'm really into this group, or I'm into BTS, or I'm into Drake, or whatever it is that they're into. It'd been nice if I'd been able to see that. Melissa said they produce for other Hive. Yeah, they have produced. They said the one named Mark has produced for other Hive groups. So I imagine if you listen to what they produce to others, you'll see their style to some extent. I don't know. There's a lot of in authenticity in K-pop. They will need to do a Weverse and interact more. I agree. They did do a live stream. I didn't watch the live stream, but they did do a live streams. Oh yeah, I saw Stray Kids in person. They didn't. Yeah, they didn't come to Michigan. They are K-pop always comes to Dallas area. Always. There's a lot of K-pop groups that come here. Like I said, I think our next concert is probably going to be TXT or P1 Harmony, one or the other. I don't know. Yeah, they're trying to figure out themselves. They're so new. Yeah, they knew. And I follow them on YouTube, and so I support them. I like the song Go. I like both of their songs. Both of their songs is kind of like a bop. I like both of their songs. So I wish them nothing but luck, but I would like to see more because like I said, with one of the things that drew me, I always say to BTS is that BTS is the rap line for me. I'm a rap girl. And so the rap line to me was very authentic. I know that RM and Suga were real rappers. They real rappers and producers who grew up listening to hip hop music and grew up loving hip hop music. I know that J Hope was a b-boy dancer. That's he grew up listening to hip hop, and so I know about BTS, especially the rap line. That interests me a lot more because they are the producers, they are the writers. I know the background of Supreme Boy and P Dog and the music that they like, even throughout the years things have been leaked about what kind of music they like and influences that they have. So it's just always nice to know that. But Cortis, I don't really I just feel like in my opinion that the music that they are doing, I don't know. I guess my thing is I don't really know the music that they are doing or they presented. They also came out with some teasers today, by the way. There's some teasers that came out last night or today. I don't know if the music that Cortis is producing is authentic to them. That's what I guess that's what I'm really trying to say in a roundabout way. I'm just like, really? Like y'all into trap music? Like I just feel like they're singing and they're producing the music and they have other producers there to guide them. But I don't know if this is their idea or the studio is telling them we're gonna make a trap album and okay, let's go. So that's how I feel like it's kind of inauthentic because I'm like, is this the kind of music that they want to make? Are they into? Or are they all into different things? And then when you bring a group together like this, it's kind of hard to tell who's in the what and what is in the who. So that was my question. Sugar said that he was somehow bootleg BT back in the day. Yes, yes. That's why that's my bias. My bias was said that he would watch BET back in the day. So that's why I always like the rap line and I always like BTS because they are very authentic to the type of music that they want to produce and that they grew up with and they like. And it's not like someone's going, hey, here, you go make a rap album, and then you got to kind of figure it out because then you're like, well, I'm not really into rap or I don't really know like who these producers are. That's my feel. Time will tell. Katina says yes, time will tell. I'll give them time, but I will again, I like go. Watch me go, 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 go. That's my kind of music. Hey, watch me go, 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 go. I was all in it. I was like, that's my new shit. That's my new shit. Like your girl was here with it. I was like, hey, 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 hey. I was getting it. I was getting it. So Stray Kids music is made, yes, by 3 Racha. That's what I learned. I learned that. 3 Racha. I know some things about Stray Kids. But listen, laugh too. I was like, hey, hey, hey. I was like, hey, 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 hey. I was throwing it back. K Pookie Soul Zone, do you think they're going to be famous? I hope so. I hope so. I hope I can wish them nothing but the luck. But again, this is not 2013. This is these days there's so many I keep telling y'all, working and working it, girl. Yes. There are so many K-pop groups that come out, y'all. This is not like the third generation when they were not that many. I mean, literally every week I tell y'all over and over again to watch Kville. Kville is a YouTube channel where they talk about the charts. They show all the videos for the charts. And then they also show the new songs that get released. You will see so many groups that I have never heard. Every week there's new groups. Every week there's new groups that I'm just like, who? Like I can't even keep up anymore. It wasn't like even 6 years ago, we did not have this many groups. Like now, this is really a thing. There's so many new groups, so many small little labels out here that I can barely even keep up. Like they all kind of blend together. So Cortis is really going to have to stand out to be successful. Oh, okay. Right. And Cortis is very cute looking guy. Same as Stray Kids. Stray Kids is good looking. Felix Stray Kids good looking. But we will see. They have to, in order to be successful in the industry now, because it's so watered down, you really have to stand out and do something different. And Hive, yes, they are having Cortis look different, perform different. Their two music videos were very different than what's in K-pop right now. If you watch the videos that come out in K-pop right now, look, I can't tell one male group from the next. The new ones. This generation, I don't know. I watched a video the other day. People saying, "Is this the worst generation of K-pop?" I don't know, but this generation just don't have the oomph like the other generations did. Did you see the tuna company Jin is the ambassador for? Yes. They have a gift box. It's like a Jin gift box. If you like tuna and gin, it'd be a great gift. I don't like tuna. I don't like seafood, but I like gin though. I want to try Jin's alcohol. When Jin alcohol come here to America, I'm gonna buy it and I'm gonna come on here live and we're gonna drink it because I'm dying to try his iGin. I hear it's good. But Cortis just really has to take it slow and stand out. And let me say another thing. There were people online I heard, because I watched the YouTube video, they were criticizing Cortis. They were saying that their numbers weren't that great. And like I said last week, I said if Cortis came out the jump with a lot of streaming numbers and a lot of views, people would accuse Hive of buying numbers like they do. So I was like, y'all can't have it both ways. Pick a damn struggle. Like if Cortis came out the gate with 1 million views for their video, then people accuse Hive of buying views. But then Cortis come out with what I would consider regular numbers for a small group, and then people like, oh, they're a flop, they're a failure, blah 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 blah. I'm like, dang, I said, well, pick a struggle. You can't have it both ways. So if their numbers are too high, that's Hive buying bots and cooking the numbers. But then if the numbers are too low, then they're a flop. I said, well, they can't win for losing, y'all. I was like, okay, so which one is it? And I'm like, let them grow organically. Let them grow the way groups are supposed to grow, how it used to be. But you know what I'm saying? I'm like, people are dogging them out, and I'm like, they just got started, y'all. Like they just got started. Miss Audrey said, the more I watch it, the more I feel like if I close my eyes and they sing in English, you'd think they were a young rock pop group. Yes, the days of Psy is gone. Yeah. They do have an early beat. They always accuse Hive. Yes, Olive B. They always accuse. I was like, they damned if they do and damned if they don't. So they numbers ain't that good or they're a failure. I said, so if the numbers were good, they'd be like, oh my God, HYBE has bots and they're inflating the numbers like they accused BTS of doing. They accused BTS, I heard back in the day, of inflating the views on YouTube, and they accused armies of doing that a lot. So now the same thing with Cortis. Now I'm just like, if they had a bunch of views, y'all would be accused Cortis of, or they would even come for armies. They would be like, armies is inflate. Every time a Hive group becomes popular, apparently, or they have good numbers on their music videos, or they debut and they have high numbers, apparently army gets blamed all the time. I heard this happens all the time. Every time a group blows up big and Hive or big hit, It's armies. It's BTS armies. And armies be like, we don't even what they like, okay, we BTS, we over here running up their numbers. I don't think armies have time to be up here, and I haven't seen any campaigns of anybody running up anybody's numbers. Again, I'm not in the know, I'm not on social media, but armies don't, from what I've seen and heard, they don't do that. But armies are always accused of blowing up TXT numbers, blowing up Le Seraphim, like always. Like it's like this, like the go-to boogeyman in the corner. Well, armies, could it be that people just like them? They could just be good. They could just resonate with a bunch of people. Like I don't, they all know armies did it. I'm like, so people can't just like them? Army just living rent free in people's heads. It's army the reason why they're popular. I'm like, maybe they just people like their songs, you know. Right, we're too busy trying to get Happy Meals for that. And I'm just like, people like BTS, even people who aren't army, casual fans. And so let people just do what they do. I don't see armies making any campaigns to hype up other groups. They may go and support other groups, but they're not like spending their time in campaign energy being like, everybody stream and download this group and that group. Armies is not that invested. They're invested in BTS. So the idea that army is like the boogeyman in the corner for like the scapegoat for every K-pop group, you know, it's like, come on now, like this is what has been the narrative for the longest time. Is like it's army's fault. I'm just like, okay, I don't think they too busy worried about their own groups. So if people would just worry about their own groups instead of being like, oh, this group is really popular. People really like these groups. Nobody's gonna sell out arenas and stadiums based on what army does. From what I heard, they accused TXT of doing that as well. They accused TXT that it was just a bunch of armies. And I was just like, I've been to TXT concerts. I'm like, no, they sold out whole arenas. Like they have their own fan base, MOAs. Like I'm a casual MOA. So I'm like, no, their fan base is just as passionate, and there is some crossover and overlap. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. People try to say that about Stray Kids. They're like, and about ATs too. They said, well, it's a bunch of armies. I was like, no, Stray Kids has stays. Their stays are loyal. Their stays are there. ATs has ATini. ATini love their group. Like, yes, we cross over with other groups, but they have huge fandoms. Stray Kids has a huge fandom. It has nothing to do with army. ATs has a huge fandom. It has nothing to do with army. Like there may be overlap and crossover, and I may enjoy their music, but it's not like we out here putting groups on. Like, no, they have good music. Stray Kids has good music. ATs has good music. Le Seraphim has good music. If it resonates with the fans, it do. If it don't, it don't. They have nothing. They have their own fandoms to push their music. Has nothing to do with just because they're a Hive group that, then all suddenly, just because you're a Hive group don't necessarily mean you're going to be successful, because we've seen groups that are just kind of like, but people just find a way to hate on Hive anyway. They hate on Hive all day. It doesn't matter what Hive does or doesn't do. People find any reason to hate on them if they have success or not success. If they have success, then they cooking the numbers. If they don't have success, y'all suck. So either way, I'm just like, okay, so what would be good for y'all to acknowledge? Oh, nothing. Oh, okay, nothing. So there's nothing that Hive artists can do to appease these haters. There's nothing. They never give Hive artists and groups the benefit of the doubt. It's always like some kind of controversy or something, or they're always being accused of doing something nefarious because for some reason, and I never understood that. And again, the reason why I'm here is because people were hating on Hive, and I was trying to figure out why. So thanks, Hive haters. That's the reason why I'm Army. And one of the reasons why I'm Army is because of it. So something good did come of it. Because if people wouldn't hate on Hive, I was like, why are people hating on this company so much? And I didn't understand why people would hate on BTS. I was like, why? Like, what? I didn't understand it. I still kind of don't get it. But okay, jealousy breeds contempt. Okay, I guess, Yo, you don't listen to them daily. I'm not a stay, but I respect Stray Kids. Speaking of Stray Kids, they made the most money last year. They made the most money in the past 12 months. They had the highest revenue, and their tour sold the most, and it deserves to because it was an awesome concert. And I don't even like Stray Kids music, but the concert was awesome. Yeah, Hive had the spot fight for their spot. They came up from nothing. They started from the bottom, and they grew. So I mean, I'm just telling people like, y'all need to move on from that. McDonald needed extra figures. But yeah, adults were buying those meals, not kids. Y'all know adults be buying them meals. But yeah, I'm like, I so Cortis, I just hopefully that they will be able to be, because they're still young. Like I have to remind people, these are kids, they're young. Okay, they're young. People online dragging one dude saying he wasn't cute enough. I was like, this little boy is like 17 years old. He a little boy. I forgot which one it was. This little boy that people were online talking about. I was like, you do realize this is a minor. He's like 17 years old. Like he's a kid that y'all over here dragging for no reason, for absolutely positively no reason. And they were dragging this kid. And I was like, he's a child. Like, y'all should be ashamed of y'all say he's a kid. A little kid. What are we dragging a 16, 17-year-old for? Child, like I ain't over here trying to commit child abuse. Like I ain't over here dragging no kids. Like I'm like, y'all really dragging this boy about what he looked like and he's like 17? Wow, that's wild, man. That's wild. Wild. I just, yeah, that was awful. Hello, Blueberry Angel. That was just wild. Yeah, their actual album, they ain't been released yet. I'm just like, and then I'm looking at all these 5 boys and I'm like, they cute to me. They all nice looking teenagers, nice looking young men. And people was online dragging one of them. I'm like, okay. It's just y'all wild. Like they be trying to online dragging Illit. I'm like, y'all do know they little girls. They literally little girls. Like Illit is just little girls. They little girls. They like 19 little girls. Yeah, so there is too comfy in these internet streets. They need to be dealt with. But but anyway, I digress. I hope Cortis nothing but success. What else want to talk about on the list? Kai. I went to Kai's concert, Kai from EXO. I only knew one song by Kai, and that was Mr. Rover. I don't know. I think I know one EXO song. And so I was surrounded by, what are the EXO fans called? EXOs, EXOlies, EXO, I guess that's what I don't know much about EXO. I don't know anything about EXO. I barely know anything about him. But I went to go see Kai, and the video will come out, not this coming up Monday, but the following Monday. I edited a video, and if you remember, you're able to see the video now. And so I think I did really good with this vlog. And at the end you will hear me and Jennifer talk in the car. It is quite hilarious. Us driving through traffic. We got to have our little end piece at the end and so the Kai, I like his songs. I like I only know like 1 or 2 songs. And so I liked Kai. He just got out of the military, by the way. And then, EXOs, is that it? Yeah, I went to Stray Kids in hey, Deidre. Renee, I went to Stray Kids in June. I have 2 videos about Stray Kids. I have their concert vlog, and then I have a video about what's Stray Kids. So I went to Kai's concert, and what can I say? Again, his songs, I like his songs. His songs are much more R&B flavor and everything like that. So I can't say that. So I like the songs. I hadn't heard his songs. Kai is I don't know anything about him, y'all, so y'all probably know more than me. My impressions of the concert. How can I put this? First of all, the concert had a lot of talking. If you watch my video, you'll see my video when it comes out. Again, my members, y'all get to see the video now. It's a lot of talking. Y'all know I don't like concerts. If y'all didn't know, if you're new here, I don't like concerts with a lot of talking. I don't like when they stop down and they talk to the audience for like 15 minutes. Like I'll be like, okay, I need to hear some more. So I don't know, it's because he doesn't have a lot of songs. I don't know how many solo songs he has or how many solo albums he has, but there was a lot of talking, y'all. I was just sitting there like, okay, yeah, it was a lot of talking. And then he seemed like he just can't. I don't know how long since it's been he came from the military, but he seemed like he was very winded. He was out of breath a lot. Like I'm not trying to listen. I know K-pop singers work hard. I know it's hard to get on stage, especially as a solo when he used to being in a group. He seemed really winded, so maybe because he's been in the military and he, not used to being on stage and dancing and stuff like that. Between sets, he was very winded. SM Entertainment, because I guess EXO is with SM, right? He's with SM, right? He's like, yeah, I came to hear you sing, right, Miss Audrey? Like, I didn't come to hear you talk 4 or 5 times. They do things a little different. Okay, I don't think I've ever been to a SM concert. I think this is the first SM artist that we've been to. The Jin concert was fire. I have my vlog about the Jin concert, and he didn't talk too much. He got straight to the point. And I like him. Oh, he got at least 2 mini albums. Okay, well, y'all tell me something. Okay, so he sung one EXO song, and he had backup dancers. SM. I mean, SM been in the game longer than all. They are the granddaddy of K-pop agencies. I was like, SM, are y'all going broke? Are y'all like, I'm not trying to be y'all. I'm not trying to be mean, y'all. I'm really not. But their concert, it just seemed a little bit low rent to me. Like the he only had like 3 costume change, and he kind of joked about it. Like he was scoring on his own concert in like he was joking but not really joking. Like I was reading between the lines of what he was saying, because they have an interpreter, but he was kind of like low-key joking, like, well, I only got like, this is my last costume change, you guys. Like he was saying these things. If you watch my concert video, you will see these things. You will see him joking with the audience, talking about, this is my last costume change. And he was joking, but then not joking, because you're like, why is there only 3 like costume changes in the whole show? And why is the dancers wearing the same costume? Yeah, girl. Yeah. I mean, SM was like Hive back in the day, very big and controlled. Just, but I guess, but dang, put some money into you gonna have this man go on tour. I guess maybe I understand when they go on tour, they make a lot of money. So maybe this is just, but it just seemed like SM did not put a lot of money in his tour at all. I know he started out in South Korea and he came here to America, and it wasn't like, it was like at a this like theater hall or whatever. So it wasn't like an arena or a stadium or anything like that. But it was, so I think it was sold out or nearly sold out. But I'm telling you, it was very low. It seemed low budget. And I kind of felt low key kind of bad for him, because he danced, he sang. Now, there are some parts that I know he was not singing, that I know that was a lip syncing and a track over it. I could tell immediately, okay, because he was breathing, but he was out there dancing and he was sweating and breathing hard. It's hot in Texas, y'all, but he was out there breathing hard. His dancers were really good, but it's just the backgrounds and the 3 costume changes. I was like, this SM? I'm like, SM, this you? This you, fam? This you? SM, this you? This you right now? I was like, SM, did y'all not? Child, yeah, what the heck, SM? Like, oh my God. Yeah, they should be the best in the industry. That Kai concert, if y'all, like I said, when I put my video up, y'all see it. Y'all gonna see it and be like, oh, this it? Like, because I was expecting more costume changes. I was expecting less talking. He's talking and talking, and I'm just like, girl, okay, like, can we get to the next song? It's a lot of talking. You'll see, and you'll be like, dang, because he'll do a song and then talk, and do a song, another couple of songs and then talk. And I was like, dang, it's the most talkative concert I've been to. Like, I've been to 12 K-pop concerts. I've never seen an artist talk as much as this. Things have really changed with them. I know SM have gone through their stuff. They going through that whole cacao thing. So like I said, I'm not blaming Kai. I felt bad for him. I'm blaming his agency. I'm not blaming the artist. He had no choice in the matter with the costume changes and stuff like that. This is strictly SM. It was messy. It was messy. You used to dog the mess out of SM all the time for good reason. Yeah, it was messy. It was not, I enjoyed the music. I right now I have a Kai song as my ringtone right now, because I really enjoyed a lot of his music. Very R&B, grown folks, kind of sensual, sexy kind of music. I loved it, but the stage production, no, ma'am. I mean, they had a screen up that had different songs, different things on the screen. But I'm just like, he did like the song Adult Swim, and I thought he was gonna go back and change and come out in like some casual beach attire. No, he was out there dancing in a suit to Adult Swim, and I was like, Okay. And even he said something about it. He's like, I'm out here dancing to Adult Swim with a suit on. And he was soaking wet with sweat. And I'm thinking, well, that's why you have costume changes. So I don't know. Like the dancers didn't have too many costume changes. I don't know. Like, and then, once he got through talking, then they put a music video, like a video up there for like 3, 4 minutes. And I'm just like, okay, like I know he's back there changing and doing his thing. He was on time, but Jen's concert, like you could just see the quality change. Like when I went to go see Stray Kids had, I keep telling y'all again, Stray Kids had the best live band I have ever seen in a K-pop concert. Stray Kids, the set was phenomenal. There was lasers, there was a screen, there was about 15 dancers on stage. Stray Kids was phenomenal. Like this year, out of all the concerts I've seen, Stray Kids had the best stage. They had a live band up there that was phenomenal. Their live band, and then they gave like 5 minutes to introduce the band and the band to play. Everybody was standing up and clapping. People were going crazy over the live band. They had a live band, y'all, with like four brothers. They had a bass guitarist, a guitarist, a drummer, and a keyboardist, and it was phenomenal. The band was on point, and the band interacted with Stray Kids, and it was cool. They was like the band, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody went crazy. The band was phenomenal. Stray Kids put on I don't know how they got up there and sing, and Stray Kids was really singing, and they was really dancing. They had backup singers, lots of costume changes, lots of lasers, lots of smoke, lots of confetti. Like at Kai, they didn't even drop no confetti on the audience. How you gonna go to a K-pop concert and no confetti was dropped? I'm sitting there looking up like we had good tickets. So we like 8 rows back. We like 8 or 9 rows back. I'm like, ain't no confetti gonna drop. Y'all ain't got no wind machine. Y'all ain't got no smoke machine. Y'all ain't got no firework, no lasers. At the Kai concert, none of that shit. None of that. Y'all couldn't put no confetti. Y'all ain't got no confetti. I'm like, y'all wasn't giving out no little thing like these things. Let me see. Like I love these things. So this is Stray Kids. This is Stray Kids. Look. I love when they give these things out. So yeah, this is Stray Kids. So I got one for Jen too. So I was like, dang, Kai, at least y'all give out one of these to the audience. I love these. And I know it costs money to do stuff like that. I know it costs money to put confetti and streamers and shit. But dang, man, I'm like, really? None of that. Honey, none of that at the Kai. So I was disappointed. Good music, good dancing. He's obviously Kai's a professional. You can tell he's been in the business a long time. But even he was up there making jokes. But we didn't get none of this. No freebies, no streamers, no confetti, nothing. I was like, this is a very low rent. Like, yeah, they could have had confetti. Yeah, I'm like, they could have had confetti. Nothing. Do I like Stray Kids? I went to their concert. But I'm not a Stray Kids fan. But I do enjoy That's so sad that Kai's been in the game. Yes. I thought it was sad that SM did not invest in EXO when I know EXO has been around a long time, and I know they've made a lot of money for that company. And the fact that he was done this way, and he was kind of up there low-key joking about it, it was sad. It was kind of like you could tell that he was kind of embarrassed. I went to HYBE in 2023, and their stage concert was phenomenal. It was at American Airlines, and it was good. I do have to say, I like I said, AT's last year, Into the Light was good. In Your Fantasy this year was good, but I didn't like their stage. But AT's put everything out there. They put everything out there. But you see Stray Kids 3 times, and they always great. You saw Maniac Guys. This is this year. This is in June. Yeah, these are good. I love these. Hello, Moonlight. What's up, girl? And Dominate they were so professional. And again, Stray Kids, I give them props for having a live band, which a lot of K-pop groups do not. You saw it when they first debuted. It's a wild time, 2013 through 2015. So yeah, for somebody who's never seen EXO, don't know their songs or everything, I was again disappointed in SM. Like I said, it is not his fault. It is not his fault for what went on, for what was going on there. They just didn't put they they just didn't put any information. They just didn't put any money into this concert. So I don't know. Hello, Emily. I don't know if this was like a money grab for them. They didn't put no money in. They didn't put no money. Hopefully Blackpink will come to America. Jackson Wang's does a lot of things. He has his own. I heard Jackson Wang is coming on tour, and I told my sister-in-law, I said Jackson Wang is coming today. We need to go look up to see whether he's coming to Dallas or not. Because if Jackson Wang is coming to Dallas, we are going. I told her I don't care how much I gotta pay. We're going. I'm so disappointed. I'm disappointed SM did that to him too. It was very disappointing. Yeah, he does. He's very talented. I just disappointed. The backup dancers, they're all right. But again, the lack of costume changes, the lack of they didn't even have any set pieces. All they had was a screen. We went to go see. I went to go see the Rose. You can see the Rose um on my channel where I did the vlog for that. The Rose had a whole set. They had a whole real bedroom set that they performed in front of. Like in the Rose performed at the same place. And they had a whole bedroom set, like a whole live bedroom, like bed, table. They interacted with the fans. They didn't talk a lot. The Rose had a better setup. And I know the Rose, the agency that they're with, don't make as nearly as amount of money as SM. I know the Rose is not pulling in as much money as Kai and EXO are, and been in and they EXO's been in business a lot longer. So I know that was just a damn shame. I want to see Jackson Wang. I've never seen him live, and I want to see him live. But that's just sad, you know. Yeah, Jackson Wang, I have seen videos of him performing, and he's good. But yeah, I just couldn't believe it. I was like, this is the dude from... It'd be like, to me, like, somebody explained to me online, it'd be like if Jungkook went on tour and HYBE did and Big Hit did JK like this. I couldn't even imagine. I couldn't even imagine any one of the BTS members going on a solo tour and Big Hit and HYBE treating them like this. Like, I couldn't even imagine. I would be horrified. If I was an EXO fan, I would be like, I would be mad at the agency for real. Like, I would be upset with the agency and not the artist. It's not his fault. You know, like that's just, that was crazy. I enjoyed the concert. Like I said, the video comes out, not this coming up Monday, but the following Monday. And if you are a member of my channel, you will be able to see the video now. And just go and watch it. I think I did a really good job on the vlog and filming. I'm getting better as I go along. So y'all just be patient with me. I'm trying to get this whole vlog thing down. But I think I did a good job with this one. The Rose does need a bigger fan base, because they are phenomenal, and they're good. They're good people who play bands and sing. Like the whole concert they sang. So yeah, they were like BTS at the height of their fame. So you would think that they made a lot of money for the company over the years. I don't know. I don't know what was going on there, but that's all I can say about Kai. But I enjoyed it. I really did. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. So, but I just was disappointed at the SM. You can tell that they did not put a lot of money. Yeah, it shows a lack of respect that they had for Kai and EXO, and all the money that they've made. I just felt like they didn't really care. But that's my experience. Again, I watched the video. My video is almost 2 hours long, so it's pretty much the whole concert. And my video got demonetized because everything is copyrighted. That's another thing with SM. If I post a vlog, like, they don't even share the monetization. Like, some companies will share the monetization. Hive does not. Hive does not share no monetization with nobody. They just take all the revenue from my Jin video. That's fine. My Kai video, it was not monetized at all. Like, SM didn't even get the money for it. They just demonetized it. I guess that's SM's rule. So I don't get any monetization for that video, and that's fine. I will keep posting vlogs and not get paid for it. That's fine with me. I don't have any issues with that, because again, I like to go back and watch the concerts myself. I go back and watch them. And so I have a whole playlist of my vlogs and destinations of like my trips and my concerts. Y'all can check it out. And I don't get paid for posting those videos, but I turn concert videos on for BTS and I watch them and go to sleep by them. So, you know, there you go. How long have I been a K-pop stan for? Since 2022. Since my sister took me to a TXT concert in 2022, and I knew what K-pop was, but didn't like it. And then I went to TXT and was like, holy crap. I was impressed. TXT is like my gateway drug to K-pop. And ever since then, my sister-in-law is like, I've created a monster. She's like, how do you go from hating K-pop to having a whole K-pop channel? I said, I don't know. In 3 years, I went from hating K-pop to, if you would have told me 3 years ago, I would have a K-pop channel, I would look at you like you lost your everlasting mind. I would have been like, K-pop? Ah, you crazy. You drinking. Somebody, oh, you're gonna have a K-pop channel? What? No, I'm not. I would think you were silly. But here I am. You've been saying since 2022 as well. I was like, and here I am. The best K-pop company? It depends on what you mean by best. I think they're all good at doing SM. I'm not really a fan of a lot of SM artists, but I understand. I respect SM because they are the granddaddies of K-pop. And I understand what Isuman, what he did. Now, I don't agree with some of his business practices because Isuman, he has done a lot of questionable things in the business, but they all have. Um, so I respect SM. I don't, SM is really heavily marketed their groups to the Korean market. So they're not really international. Hive is trying to do all the things to all the things. Now, do I agree with some of that? Yeah. But do I think that Hive has expanded too fast, too quickly? I do feel yes. I do. In my heart of hearts, I feel like Hive has done too much too soon lately. They try to do everything all at once. And I think that maybe they need to take a step back and do things a little slower. But I understand that, the business is the business. So I respect Hype for trying to go global and they're trying to do things differently. YG, next. Anyway, I don't like YG. I respect the CEO, the guy who started YG. I respect him in the business. But the things that YG do in the black label, I do not like. I do not like how they've done Blackpink. I've said it over and over again. I hate it. I do not like the way YG has done Baby Monster. I do not like All Day Project. F all that. YG, nah. Blackpink, they should have not signed another contract and did their own thing, stayed solo. But I understand. I get it. There's also, if you are a member of my channel, I do have a rumor about YG in my community comments that y'all can read that I heard. So I won't repeat it here, but it's a rumor that I've heard. Because people are like, why did Blackpink sign? I'm like, eh? eh? I won't say it, but it's in my community post. I posted it for members only, and I'm like, that's what I've heard. Eh? But I appreciate Hive. JYP, I appreciate JYP's business. They have Stray Kids. They have Kickflip. I think they need to do something with Kickflip. They really need to work on that. And JYP just needs to have another group besides Stray Kids carry the whole company. I think JYP need to take a little bit more risks. And y'all know how much I love JYP. Y'all know I love JYP. I'm biased. JYP is my K-pop company bias CEO. Y'all know how I be feeling about JYP. That's my Oppa. JYP, my Oppa. I love JYP. I really do. I like him a lot. Like, I really do like him a lot. Twice is right there. Yeah, Twice and Stray Kids are carrying the whole damn company. Twice is going on a world tour. I love JYP, though. YG do everybody dirty. YG need to come up with a boy group. They need to do something. YG, I don't know. YG going broke from what I hear. They be going broke. They've had a lot of financial troubles last year. They had to shut down a bunch of divisions. They expanded too big and they couldn't do nothing with it either. And so they expanded too big and they ended up having to like sell off different things. And so yeah. But JYP, JYP and Hive are my favorites. They are doing the best that they can. I just need JYP to do something with Kickflip and figure that out. Because Kickflip ain't been around. They've only been around for a year. But they need to kind of do something because Kickflip, I feel like, are all over the place. And, and Stray Kids and Twice can only do so much. They keep putting Stray Kids on tour after tour after tour, and I know they tired. And ain't Stray Kids supposed to be going into the military soon? Like, I heard that they finna go into the military. So, yeah. Why do I like Deidre? JYP is my dude. I like him. That's my Oppa. I think JYP is a very handsome man, but I respect him as a businessman. I respect how they keep their margins tight. JYP makes Stray Kids look very expensive, but to be honest with you, they make a lot of revenue, but they also don't spend a lot of money. So they don't spend a lot of money, and I like that. I like somebody who's cheap, but then it doesn't look cheap. But JYP cut a lot of corners. Like they do a lot of things, but they make their stuff look really good and expensive, and they know where to spend the money. Like JYP knows where to spend the money. He's good at business, at the business part. Because some people are good at the creative and the building, but they're not good at like the execution and the business part. JYP is really good at the business. Now, one thing I don't like about JYP is that he has a stranglehold on all of his groups except for Stray Kids. He lets Stray Kids go do their thing and produce their music. But all the rest of them, JYP want a hand in everything. And that I feel like is part of their downfall as well. I'm like Opa, let go Opa. Like I think he needs to trust his producers and his artists a bit more. And he let Stray Kids do their thing. And once he let Stray Kids do their thing, then they became popular. So that just tells you that he needs to trust his artists. Yeah, he's smart spending. The kiss of death, yeah, military duty. Yeah, it's quality, not quantity. And I think JYP, oh boy, YG. I just moment of silence. YG, I've discussed them and how much I can't. I am disgusted with YG and the way that they go about with their artists, the way that they put Blackpink on tour. And I've talked about Blackpink's tour. And once they tour ends in forever, because they will be on tour for a long time, you can tell that Blackpink is not into it. You can tell that Blackpink don't want to be on tour. You can tell that they don't have the same chemistry as a group that they used to have, and it's evident. I don't care what Blinks say. I don't care how Blinks try to spin this. Well, Jenny's her and no, no. I've watched stage after stage after stage after stage. I watched from the beginning of the concert all the way up to recently, and you can tell that Blackpink ain't feeling it. Like you can just tell that there is no chemistry in that group. That it's like four different people on stage doing four different things. just I'm just there's no sisterly choreo. There ain't nothing there. And they're all very, very I'm not taking away from their talent, but you can tell Jenny has had it. You can tell that I went back and looked at their solo performances and go look at their tour. You will see that there is a contrast. You will see that they have had it. And Lisa's trying. My girl Lisa's out there. My bias, she's trying. Rose is trying. Jisoo is trying to. Rose keeps looking at Jenny like she want a windmill on her ass, like every other concert. Jenny's just, Jenny, go Jenny, go Jenny, go Jenny, go Jenny, go Jenny. That's Jenny, girl. I'm like, Rose looking at her like, Rose over here like, bitch, you good? Like Rose looking at her like, girl, what you doing? Like, you okay? Like, you good? Like, oh my God. Like, Rose like, this bitch here. Go Jenny, go Jenny, go Jenny, go Jenny. She must be out there doing the robot. Go Jenny, go Jenny, go Jenny, go Jenny, go Jenny. Like that, she must be out there doing that. Cause I'm like, Jenny, what you, girl, what's wrong? I'm like, you can tell she don't want to be there. Jenny been there the longest, girl. See, even Moonlight said she's been saying that for a minute. I've tried to give them the benefit of the doubt. I watched them in the beginning and thinking, well, maybe it just takes time. It takes time for you to, they ain't been together for a while and they rusty and they just need to get, used to it. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to give them time. I was going to give them, then I go back and watch and I'm like, okay. And then I was like, okay, give them a little bit more time. As time goes on, you should improve. You're doing the same songs and the same thing every show. So by now, I'm like, okay, well, maybe they got it together. I just watched them last week and I'm like, yeah, like this is, yikes. I'm watching going, okay, what? Like, girl, I was like, even if they come to Dallas, I wouldn't pay money for that. Like, one day, you should hear my sister-in-law. My sister-in-law go off on Blackpink, girl. She go off. She like, Jenny ain't ish. How dare she do this to her fans? My sister-in-law don't even like Blackpink, but she thinks it's so egregious that any artist would be up there after people done paid their hard money. My sister-in-law is disgusted about this. Like she go off on Blackpink every time we get to talking about it. She'd be like, this is just ridiculous. She thinks it's just the craziest thing ever. Foul, ridiculous. My sister-in-law hate. She know. She like, why would you do the fans like this? That's what my sister-in-law say all the time. How dare she do the fans? She shouldn't be in K-pop. My sister-in-law think Jenny should not be in K-pop. She need to get off the stage. I'm like, dang. I'm like, wow. Yeah, they out there making money and they're contractually obligated to go out there and make money, Deidre. They're obligated. They signed a contract. And I think YG came to them and was like, okay, we're going on tour. And they was like, wait, what are we doing? Oh, y'all going back on tour. Ah, shit. Like, I don't think they want it. Again, you can just tell. I don't care what them blinks be talking about online. I'm like, what are y'all talking about? Like, the excuses are just stupid at this point. I swear to God to you, I'm going to say something controversial. If Blackpink was a male group, it would be hell to pay. Let Stray Kids get out there. Let Felix get his broke back ass out there. Let Stray Kids get out there and do this. Go Felix. Go Felix. Go Felix. Go Felix. Let a member of Stray Kids, let a member of BTS, I swear to God on God, if BTS went on tour and let any one of them mofos get out there. If they ain't out there body rolling, if they ain't, motherfucking people gonna be watching like, oh, they should have mind when they should have mind. They should have mind when they should have mind. They like, oh no, they not my mind right. Bitch, get on the internet. Jungkook ain't body rolling right. The moment BTS slip up, let them get out there and not dance. Let Jimin get out there and don't put his neck like that. If Jimin don't do the neck like that, he don't do the neck like that. Jimin didn't do the neck. You see, BTS and fell off. That's it. They fell off. It's gone. They over with. They not the kings of South Korea. They fell off. BTS, they're gonna be every article in Korea talking about BTS and fell off. They ain't dancing like they supposed to do. They not an my mind. They not my mind. They not my mind. They not my mind no more. Like every criticism we thrown at BTS, but yes, they would have a fit. Fans would be like, oh my God, what's wrong? What's wrong with Jungkook? They'd be like, oh my God. They'd be like, oh my God. They not up there my mind. Jesus, what do we come to? Like everybody would have, every fandom would come for them. We all know that. They would come for BTS real quick. But Blackpink can get out there and be like, she's sick. She not feeling good. They gonna get it together, girl. They okay. They all right. Jenny's having a bad time. She's having a bad day. She hurt her hip. She tired. She on her period. Whatever. I'm like, oh, she on her period? Is this what we do? Okay. She on her period. She bloated. She's having a bad day. You know what? She got a headache. You know what? Her foot hurt. Their foot. Her shoe. It's the shoe fault. It's the shoe fault. There would be every excuse I've heard on the internet about Blackpink. Every excuse heard. I'm just like, okay, they've been in K-pop for 10 years. They should be professionals. Something is wrong with her. Then she needs to come out and say it and be honest. Ain't nothing wrong with Jenny. Ain't nothing wrong with her ass. Like, I ain't nothing wrong with her. Again, if this was Stray Kids, if this was ATs, and especially if this was BTS, we would never hear the end of it. You cannot you can't have them. They would be dragged for filth about a boy band. Boy groups don't get excuses. They all expect to get out there, whether they dead, half dead. How many times we seen Jungkook just, come on, Jungkook, get out. I get it. Jungkook, are you okay? You alive? I'm gonna go back out there. Jungkook laid out. Get it, pick him up. Jungkook, love you so mad, love you so bad, love you so mad. Fake love. Jungkook will get out there and fake love like a zombie. He will be on his deathbed and be out there, fake love. Fake it love. The armies be like, is he good? Is he okay? Like, they be like, oh, is he good? Stray Kids, the same thing. Stray Kids, JK slipping the court talking about, get up, JK, okay, I'm going about there. Yeah, give him oxygen, get the IV. JK be like, fuck it. Okay, put it in me, put it, motherfucker, let me go. Like, for real, they would be out there like, okay, Felix can get out there with a herniated disc, and then he'd be like, do, 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 do. He'd be like, he'd be out there God's menu like MF, just do, 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 do. You good, Felix? I'm good. My back, I'm good. My back, just give me a shot of cortisone. Just give me a shot of cortisone in my back. Just straighten me up, straighten me up. They be putting the stick in Felix's shirt. Just prop him up. Just put him out there. Just get him. He's gonna dance. He's gonna dance. He's gonna dance. He be boom, boom, chick, chick, boom, 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 chick, chick, boom, boom, boom. Then backstage, he's like, hey, okay, oh, I think my back is hurting. My back is broke. My back is broke, y'all. I can't walk. You know, Felix be out there dragging his ass back on stage. The girl groups, they just be like, well, you know, she all right. Right. Jenny get a pebble in her shoe. They like, she got a pebble in her shoe. Her shoe didn't tie right. That's why she couldn't dance for 2 hours. I'm like, what? Okay. I'm like, I don't think that makes any sense. But I'm like, where's the truth? Felix would be out there dancing with a bad back. And I had back surgery, so I understand what that is. So I don't even know how you do it. But it doesn't matter what. Oh, Jenny has mental health problems. So does half of K-pop. I'm like, okay, she's depressed. She's tired. She's bloated. It's her time of the month. I'm just like, okay, so that's the reason. Oh, okay. Well, you know what? Jenny said she just worked there. What? Okay. She's not my girl. She's like, the girls are robotic thing too. They be Jenny be holding the microphone. I didn't see the video. Jenny with the microphone. She ain't got the microphone. She just standing there. Bitch. She's standing there looking around. I'm like, Jenny, who you looking for? Jenny standing there. She just vibing. I'm like, girl, you supposed to be performing, not watching the show. Jenny up there watching the show. She watching other girls. Like she in the audience. She just I'm like, girl, are you watching the show? She just go ahead, Rose. Go on, Lisa. Get him, Jisoo, girl. Yeah, look at that. Mm-hmm. Go, girl. I'm like, girl, you supposed to be you in the show. Oh, I'm supposed to be performing. Yeah, girl, you supposed to be performing, not standing there watching. Like, it's like Jenny over there like it's a spectator sport. Like, she got her a front row ticket. So I'm like, it's good. Boy, I like how they dancing. Boy, that's a good song. Girl, get your ass. I'll be sitting there like, this is embarrassing. I just like, as a casual blink, I'm like, okay, girl. I never understood blinks either. I never understood. I don't get it. I'm just like, girl, I don't understand the excuse. I don't understand. I can't excuse that. Like, there's no way, as much as I like Blackpink, I can't excuse the way she's performed. I don't have any excuse for that. I don't have any excuse. I don't know what to say. Like, I'm just like, hello, Aubrey. I don't know what to say. And so y'all are laughing. Y'all laughing because it's true. Y'all know that shit is true. Like, I just don't have no excuse. So I'm tired of people making excuses for Blackpink. So I'm done with the excuses. So there you go. So now we get on to what I really came here to talk about is Jungkook. Okay. So those of you who didn't know or do know, somebody tried to break into Jungkook's house yet again for I don't know how many times. And I have a video coming. I have a video that just came out yesterday where I was talking about like Jungkook and where his house is at, and the just to give you like what the area looks like and what his property is set up against, and kind of like some context of where his house is at and why people keep breaking in because it's kind of easily accessible. So I did a whole video. If you look on my playlist, yes, I released it yesterday where I talked about the context around Jungkook and why um, his house was probably a bad idea to get, that it didn't look too secure in my opinion. It just didn't look that secure. So I did a whole video about that and you can watch it. And I get more into it, talking about what happened. And so somebody, a crazy another sasang. And I told people, and so the point of this conversation is, I've talked about it before that there's nothing new in K-pop. There's nothing new under the sun. That everything done in K-pop, basically what Isuman, SM K-pop started, or the organization of K-pop started with SM Entertainment, with Isuman, who created SM Entertainment. And what I've said is before is that everything that Isuman took, he took from America. Photo cards originated with Motown. Motown had photo cards back in the 60s and the 70s. So that wasn't nothing new. The trainee system, is really nothing new. The movie industry had something very similar, but it wasn't as organized. But they kind of had like what they call artist development system, or a contract system. The contract system came from the industries here. The music industry and the movie industry had contract systems back in the day. All Isuman and these people in K-pop is just took ideas that were already in the West and they changed them, they tweaked them, they made them more strict, they made them more uniform, they made them more systematic, they made a system to it. And then of course they innovated and created other things. But there's nothing new in K-pop. There's the how K-pop is run is a hodgepodge of things from the movie industry and the music industry centuries ago. So back in the day, if people don't know, in our music and our entertainment industries, hello, Jazzy Word. Back in our day, in the music industry and the movie industry, they had it to where stars couldn't date. Stars couldn't admit that they were married. I've talked about it before, that people had whole kids. They had whole wives and whole kids that nobody knew about until years and years later. They had secret babies with people that they hid for years and years and years and years. Or somebody would come out and be like, oh, I'm such and such kid. And you're like, I didn't know such and such had a kid. That's how things used to pop on the 80s. People would show up and be like, oh, I'm such and such grown kid. Like in the 80s, people would show up and be like whole ass 25 years old and they'd be like the kid of somebody else. Hey, Khalil Abukar, hello. And so people had kids out of wedlock. People had kids outside their marriages. People had kids inside their marriages. People married people. People married their high school sweethearts and nobody knew. All of this went on because they had to keep these relationships hush-hush unless they were dating someone famous. Now, when two famous people dated each other, the movie industry and the music industry would try to exploit that. They would put them in movies together. They would have them make songs together. They would have them do interviews because they could make money off of them. But if you weren't dating anyone famous or married to anyone famous, the way it went in the music and movie industry is don't tell nobody. Don't ask, don't tell. Just like being gay. It was something that was closeted. Something that people knew about, but people didn't really talk about it. People knew these stars had wives in the industry, but it was something that out in the public because they figured that it would diminish their popularity and how much money they had. So this is the same system that K-pop uses, parasocial relationships. Again, this is not, I had people in my comment section try to tell me this is culturally Korean. No, the F it is not. There is nothing Korean about the K-pop system. There is nothing Korean about parasocial relationships. Korea did not invent parasocial relationships. Korea did not start it. K-pop did not start it. It's not culturally Korean. People in Korea have normal relationships and friendships and jump offs just like everybody else do. This is not a Korean thing. The fact that people think this is a Korean thing is laughable. It's not. They got it from America and they just made it stricter. They perfected the art or imperfected it because it's bad. So America used to be like this. What happened? We don't have artists that move like K-pop artists. I've seen people like Asian Entertainment do videos about, fan interaction and stuff and saying that she was Western artists were more like K-pop artists. No, the hell I don't. I totally vehement disagree. The reason why I disagree is this. People were married, yeah, they had beards, they covered up what they gay. I totally disagree with anybody saying that American artists should be like Korean artists because number one, America and Korea culturally, besides K-pop, is two different things. South Korea is much more privacy driven than is in America. I can speak for America because I'm American. But I know in the West, generally speaking, We are not with privacy. What happened in America? So y'all are like, what happened? What happened? As I went through my research, I said, well, why don't American artists don't do this anymore? What changed the industry? The assassination of John Lennon. So John Lennon, the member of the Beatles, the world famous Beatles, the greatest band, boy group, whatever you want to call them of all time. They're at the height of their popularity. They split up. They started to do solo. In the 80s, in 1980, John Lennon was gunned down out in New York by a crazed fan. Mark David Chapman gunned him down. Years before that, so that was 1980. In 1969, we had Charles Manson, where the Charles Manson murders. We had that in 1969, and then Manson's trial, I think in 1972, where he went in the Roman Polanski, his wife, Sharon Tate, he killed her. He killed Roman Polanski's, Sharon Tate was pregnant. He stabbed her to death. They killed another guy, actor, people in the industry, they were at the Tate's home, and Charles Manson and his band of miscreants broke into this house and killed Sharon Tate and her baby and some other people and stabbed people up, put helter-skelter all over the walls. Y'all know the story of Charles Manson. That scared the industry. John Lennon scared the industry in 1980. These are things that happened, like literally, the Manson murders and the book and everything came out in the mid-70s. 1980, John Lennon gets killed by Mark David Chapman. 81, Ronald Reagan, if y'all remember, I was there. I was a kid then. Ronald Reagan in 1981 was the attempted assassination by John Hinckley. And he was obsessed with Jodie Foster. He was obsessed with Taxi Driver and Jodie Foster. He shot Ronald Reagan. After that put the kibosh on everything. John Lennon and Reagan and the Manson murders changed our music and art industry forever. Stars became more distant. The Beatles were, of course, terrified after what happened to John Lennon. And everything was never the same since then. People started to take parasocial relationships as being serious. They like, oh, these people really, before it was just, oh, these crazy fans, and they didn't like their wives, and sometimes these fans would find out they were married, and they would show up and get at their wife, and it was all kiki-ing or call for a long time, until people actually started to lose their life over parasocial relationships. That's when the movie industry and the music industry changed significantly, and it changed. So my point is with K-pop is that y'all can keep playing this game if you want to. Keep on keeping on. The situation with Jungkook, I feel it's not going to be the last. This is going to keep on happening until they put up a barrier between them and the fans. That's why American artists live in houses with lots of security, because they understand, people lost their lives. Selena was killed. Y'all remember Selena? She was killed by somebody that worked with her was a obsessed crazy fan. George Harrison in 1999, somebody broke in his house and stabbed him and almost killed him in 1999. So in America, we have had tragedy after tragedy after tragedy because of parasocial relationship in the West, not just America, but the Beatles are in England. We've experienced things like this. So when I watch things like this, I just this is history just repeating itself. I'm like, y'all, this is history. This is history just repeating itself. It's going to come to the point, in my opinion, that somebody is really going to get hurt over this shit. And K-pop is going to have to learn. They've never had a group like BTS. They've never had anything like this ever before in K-pop. Most K-pop singers can be famous. They're Korean famous. They get famous in the West a little bit, and they can go live their lives. And they can go about their lives kind of. But keep telling armies, this is a new day. This is not a normal K-pop group. This is not a normal thing where they can just live their life. BTS are global stars. So the things that are happening with Jungkook and then now the situation with Jimin is also a part of that. So more people are going to come out the woodwork. More people are going to try it. They're going to have to tighten security. And then the parasocial relationships, I'm like, I keep telling this is not going to end well. And I don't want to see anybody get hurt, whether they be a family member. I'm telling you, it's going to get to the point where people are going to start doxing family members. I'm telling you, it could get that crazy. But to me, the way Hive and K-pop operate is business as usual. I don't know. I don't work for the company, so I don't know what they're doing behind the scenes. But to me, this is I'm like, y'all, this ain't cute. This and all the fans are crazy. You can't stop these people. You can't stop these crazy people. When that man killed John Lennon, that man was hearing voices. He was obsessed with Catcher in the Rye. He was obsessed with the Beatles. You can't stop crazy people. You cannot stop. When that man tried to assassinate Reagan, and he thought if he assassinated a president, he would attract the attention of Jodie Foster. She was like a minor in Taxi Driver. She was like 16 years old. This was a grown man obsessed with a little girl. He was in love with Jodie Foster when she was like 16. Like, you can't stop these people. They're crazy. They're just crazy people out there. And with social media and with the internet, there's even more crazy people. This was back in the day when people had to handwrite fan letters and mail them in. Now people ain't got to do that no more. Now you got Weverses, you got Instagram. And I'm telling people, I said, somebody gonna get hurt. Like, this is, y'all think this shit is cute. It's not. This is dangerous. Like, you're dealing with dangerous people. And the more y'all feed into this parasocial bullshit, the more y'all feed into it. I don't want American stars to be anywhere near K-pop stars. They know better because the industry changed. The movie industry, they started to come out. Once the 80s came, they started coming out with relationships and people were allowed to date, and they stopped all that because they were like, okay, these people are nuts. These people are crazy. They should be living in gated places, yes. So I too was thinking, why they should be, because they're carrying on like regular K-pop singers, like this is just a regular thing. Oh yeah, I remember the TVXQ, the orange juice thing, where Sasang tried to put something in his orange juice. Yeah, I remember that. What can the company do about it? What happens at JK? Well, the company can't do anything. What happened with JK's private residence? That's up to him. They need better laws in the country. We have better laws here, but that ain't stop people from trying to kill people. Yeah, but the thing about this is that BTS members, I don't think that they want to live that way. I honestly think that they, like I said, this mindset between the fans, between BTS members themselves and the agency is going to get someone hurt. That this mindset of, it's just a few sasangs. When it happened in June, I came on a live stream. I said, this is going to happen again. And lo and behold, August come and it happened again. And I'm telling y'all right now, I'm not psychic. It's going to happen again. Somebody's going to try it. Whether he be jogging, whether he be at the gym, it don't matter. It doesn't matter. These people are out there and they're crazy. Why do you think stars have security teams in America? Why do you think that they live in private roads and private homes? Because they understand that, like, okay, there is a distance between American artists and their fans. They try to keep a distance. Even Taylor Swift and the Swifties and the Beehives, there's not such an intimacy with the fans. And there is a reason why we in America don't do shit like that. Because fans have learned we've had too many people be killed. Like they like, oh no, they keep the fan at an arm's length. I question anybody that say pop singers in America need to act like K-pop singers. Pop singers in America would never. They would never, because they want their privacy. They want their anonymity. They want to be able to walk around and keep the fans at a distance, no matter how much money K-pop is bringing in. And they are bringing a lot of money in by stoking these parasocial relationships. What the agency can do, stop stoking these relationships. Keep the artist a little bit distant from the fans. That's what the agency can do. But the agency doesn't want to do that. They're making money. But again, it's all cute now. It's all cute before somebody gets hurt. And I'm just afraid that when BTS goes on tour, I mean, I shudder the thought. I'm like, they're going to go on tour. Fans are going to find out what hotel they at. Because this is not like it was back in the day. Even back in the day, they knew where they were at. I mean, back in the day, in the 80s, they knew where Prince and Michael Jackson and all that kind of stuff. It's going to get to the point where you're just going to have more crazier and more obsessive people. Because as long as you give the fan access to a person, the more access the person has, or the fandom feels like they have entitlement to this artist, you're going to have crazy people. I mean, it's just, the poor delulus. Yeah. Like, it is. It's only going to get worse in time. And when BTS come out with their next album and they go on their next tour, it's going to be crazy. I mean, it's going to be cuckoo. If they come out with a hit album, if they go on tour, if they come out with a new song, if especially with JK, Jimin, and V are the ones I worry about the most because they have the most fandom. They carry the most fans. They do the most internet interactions. They have the most connection to the fans. And I'm telling you, people really love JK and Jimin and V. Like it is, I see it on my channel. It's crazy. And it's disturbing at the same time. But JK just built his house though, Deidre. So he just built the house, you know. He built his home, but he needs protection. He does. And I don't think that they like really, I don't know, I can't answer for BTS, but it just seems like to me that they don't really get it. Because again, Jimin and V and Jungkook and all the rest of them, they live in these high rises and it's secure, but it's not secure enough for my taste. I'm like, how can you live here and just, there's no way in hell I would live in a high rise. There's no way. I would be like, nah, I don't need to live here. What global superstars are living in like high-rise apartments, y'all? It doesn't have, they all live in homes. I don't think Drake has a big house in Canada. They have different places that they live and they stay. They have different homes and different condos and stuff, but they are secure. They're not like, you know, you can hop on the elevator and go ring their doorbell. Like that's crazy to me. You know, they are especially deranged. Yes, yes. The solo stage, yes. But I'm just saying, but people getting mad at the fandom, I'm like, but this is what comes with being a global superstar. This is part of it. And I told people that the reason why American artists don't move like K-pop singers, because they think it's crazy. Those in the industry who have worked with BTS, they're like, this is nuts. Because they value their privacy. They value having a personal life outside of them being a star. In America, we understand, I understand that these are singers. I understand that Taylor Swift and Beyonce and Morgan Wallen and these other people, I understand that we in America kind of get it, that they keep a healthy distance away from their fans. There's not a lot of fan engagement. Again, anybody who says anything about, again, Asian entertainment is like, well, the West got it wrong. No, they got it right. Because if you know history, they got it right. They learned the hard way. Like they had the people got hurt and killed. So they like, okay. like everybody got a wife, or you got a wife, you got a wife, you got a wife. Okay, y'all take your wives. It was so bad in America that they couldn't take their wives and girlfriends to award shows even. After John Lennon got assassinated, they was like, well, everybody's a free-for-all, you know? Like they started to take their wives and girlfriends to award shows. Their kids started showing up in photo shoots. You see the shift when I researched the change in the industry and the media. You saw the shift. Because I was like, what happened in America? Why don't we do this anymore? And I forgot all about the John Lennon thing. John Lennon's death shook the industry. The biggest group in history had just imagine that. Imagine if somebody did that to a BTS member. The Beatles were bigger than BTS. They were the biggest group for the longest time. And to have John Lennon, a founding member, writer, producer, singer, superstar, to be gunned down outside of his place in New York, it shook the industry. I mean, it really shook. The artists were really like, whoa, okay. Everybody, all the Beatles got extra security, moved homes, phone numbers became unlisted, everything. The whole industry, it echoed, reverberated through the industry. And the way the industry ran and the way they did things, publicity and PR, all of it changed. You can see the whole thing from top down. There's articles written about this. There's studies based on this. The whole industry literally changed overnight. Like everybody was like, okay, everybody's dating. Everybody's having relationships. We're not going to start stoking these parasocial relationships. We're not going to have these because they had fan meets back in the day. Where do you think K-pop got it from? Yes, fan meets were not invented by K-pop either. Artists had fan meets. They stopped that. Artists would sign autographs and have fan meets. A lot of artists stopped doing that. Now you don't see artists doing that anymore. Why don't artists do that anymore? Because they're afraid of getting assassinated. They're afraid that somebody's going to show up with a gun and pow. That's why artists don't do that in the West. That's why they don't do fan meets and fan sign. That's why they don't do that kind of shit here. They stopped doing that because they're like, okay, this is crazy. We can't guarantee your safety. And the artists are like, if you can't guarantee my safety, I'm not doing it. And that's how the artists to this day is the same attitude. If you can't guarantee their safety, they're not going to do it. An artist is not going to get up there and sit in the middle of a parade or anything unless there's security. They're not going to do anything like that unless a real high profile artist, that is. Up and coming artists, yes. But a high profile artist just don't do certain things like they do in America. I mean, in Korea. They just don't do things like that. They don't move in the same way. They get on airports and they're not mobbed at airports because they have private planes. They like, oh, I ain't getting mobbed at no airport. I'm not having fans hit me up nowhere. They don't do that. They have drivers everywhere. They don't drive themselves nowhere. Taylor Swift got a whole ass private plane. She don't fly nowhere. Why would she? It's a security risk. Why would Taylor Swift get in an airplane? It's a security risk for her to do so. Somebody's going to hurt her. She don't know people don't like her. It's not for her to do. Taylor Swift is not going to be like, oh, I'm, kicking it here at a barbecue place or at a cafe. Not going to happen. She going to call the cafe ahead of time and be like, okay, me and a group of people showing up. Can y'all shut down the cafe, or can we come in at night or on an off day? That's what they're going to buy the cafe and they're going to shut it down. That's what global stars do. They don't go and hang out with regular people. Christina Grimmie was killed by an obsessed fan at a fan meeting. Yeah, they don't do that shit no more. Esparza said she believed the change is coming. I just hope it occurs before something. Me too. I hope Hive is watching, and I hope that they understand that their biggest asset is any artist and any K-pop company has to understand. And I'm with you. I hope that they don't realize too late before somebody gets mobbed at the airport, somebody gets hurt. And I'm like, y'all are flirting with disaster. I'm like, why are y'all putting your artists in these kind of situations? As an artist, I wouldn't even be in these situations. I'd be yelling at the agency every day. If I was V or anyone, I'd be kicking the agency's ass every day. I'm like, I'm not doing that. What about, I'm not doing that. What about this? No, I'm not doing that either. They are at the highest level. We don't have to do this stuff. We don't need to do PR stunts and tricks and flips and P-pops. BTS don't have to do that anymore. They're at the highest of the heights. Groups like this don't have to do that anymore. Y'all got a good fan base. You're not Cortis, for instance. Cortis would have to do fan bases and stuff. They're up and coming group. Up and coming groups need that. BTS don't need to do this. I'm like, why are y'all having your artists? They at the art gallery showing. I don't know whose idea that was. I don't know if V and RM wanted to go to the art gallery thing. I seriously doubt it. I'm the agency's like, okay, we got this art gallery coming up thing. We need you to be here. We have another thing, an industry party. We need you to be here. The agency is telling them to go do in most of these things. If they want to go out and hang out with their friends, they can do that anonymously without any cameras or anything like that. When camera crews show up and security show up, this is something that the agency is telling them to do. So again, BTS, I would be like, Sugar, I ain't doing it. I'm sure Sugar's like, I'm not doing that. Sugar like, I ain't doing it. Or they don't want Sugar to do it. But the idea that you're pushing them out there to do these things, some of these things they want to do it on their own. Some of these things are for their own publicity and their own career. Solo careers, I get it. A lot of this is part of promotions, but the way Korea operates is in an old school model of how SM started to operate, and they've tweaked things over the years, but they're doing the same shit that they've done forever. And I'm here to tell people that this is a new day, that somebody needs to be in PR to be like, wait a minute. Now I understand this is how K-pop groups work, but we need to do something different. We're not like them. They not like us. They not like us. They put some Kendrick Lamar. They not like us. They not like us. Like, they need somebody in PR who's a Western PR company to work with the Korean one, I feel, and for them to come together. Or somebody's going to get hurt. Somebody's going to get hurt if they don't get a hold of this and be like, look, maybe we need to pull back a little bit. Maybe you need to have more security. Like maybe we need to do this. Old habits do die hard. They do. They do. And I understand that like, again, HYBE has been doing things the way the K-pop industry has done for decades. And this is what they're used to. But again, they have to understand and be like, okay, this not working. Like, we need to do. And then I just feel like in my heart of hearts that the thing with JK, I feel like the agency is like, well, it ain't got nothing to do with us. That's his private security. That's, you're okay. You good. That's your private thing. But it's beyond that, because the things that they do with the fans is stoking this, and the agency stokes all of this. Steve Harvey said the celebrities in America have their own wing or section at airports so they won't get mobbed or bothered by crazy. They do. They do. Celebrities, I said, they have their own gates. I tell y'all a story right now. I know for a fact that in our international airport here in Dallas, DFW International Airport, they have an underground special entrance for celebrities. That's how celebrities get in and get out of the airport in DFWs. And a lot of airports around the country, especially in New York, LA, Chicago, Miami, Dallas, Houston, they have underground, they have their own entrance and where they can check in with their passports or whatever, and they can come in and go as they please. They don't have they that each that airport and Ichiwan, the airport that they go through in South Korea, they don't have that. They were gonna add a wing for the celebrities, but they voted against it. The executives of the airport voted against it, and so the biggest airport in Seoul, the stars have to go through just regular. That's I'm like, that's insane that they have to go through the regular gate. I'm like, when I found that out like a couple of months ago, I was floored. I was like, so the rich people don't have a gate. Every airport I know in America has an entrance and a gate for high profile celebrities. They just have to warn them ahead of time. And they have people where they take the ticket, they scan, they get on the plane and call it a day. And I told people, I said, if BTS is really worried about security, they could travel at night. A lot of stars travel at night. If you travel at night, you will see a lot of celebrities late at night. They try to take late night flights because they don't want to be bothered by people. But the agency, again, I told y'all before, the agency want them to be bothered by people because it's part of their engagement. It's part of their PR strategy is to have these airport scenes because it gets attention. Stop that. Like BTS don't have to do that shit no more. Stop that. Stop that. I'm like, why do BTS have to go through this? Like, what? I wouldn't even, if I was V, I wouldn't even agree to this shit. I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm going to the airport. I'm being like Sugar. Sugar go to the airport. He's head down. Sugar walking 100 miles per hour. Bitch. Sure, y'all Sugar be getting it. Sugar ain't got time. The press be trying to talk to him. But again, you only see this where? In Korea. You only see this in Korea. They fly back and forth to LA. Do you see them at LAX? Are they mobbed at LAX? When they fly to New York, are they mobbed? Do they go to O'Hare and are they mobbed at O'Hare? Every once in a while. They can fly to LA and fly to America and not be bothered. When they go to Seoul, Korea, that's when they get mobbed because the agency is telling the Korean media where they're going to be at. Because they want it to leak and they want fans to be there. Nope, not over here. Nope. They can fly back and forth. They didn't flew back and forth to LA. You ain't seen not damn video of them in LA, in LAX. There's fans that people have saw them at the airport, took pictures. Nobody bothered them. They can fly back and forth to New York. They can fly wherever they want to fly to. They can go to Las Vegas. They can fly wherever they want to fly to. They have. They've gone on vacation here in America before. You would never even know it. Why? Because it's not a media setup. They want their privacy. If they really want their privacy when they fly, they can have that. I did a whole video about the V thing. I said this is a PR stunt by the agency. And again, somebody's going to get hurt. Either a fan is going to get hurt or the other artist is going to get hurt if y'all keep the shit up. And why in the hell are you going to the airport and you got like four security guards anyway? And these 4 security guards, and I'm not trying to be offensive, look like they couldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight. I'm just saying. I'm just like, this is security guards you got? I'm like, who cousin is this? I said, who cousin is this? Who this? Who this? The only security person I trust is Mr. Lee. All the rest of these people, I'm just like, Big Hit, this you? Like, who? 4 dudes, girl. It looked like they couldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight. Y'all know. I'm just like, this is who y'all got? They look like Big Hit Hive security. They don't look like professional security. Again, there's a difference between security that the label or the agency hires and in a professional security agency. Stars, Taylor Swift and Beyonce have professional security agencies. professional security companies that specialize in protecting political people, dignitaries, celebrities, and stuff like that. There are whole groups of people, organizations, and companies that do this for a living, where they have ex military people, ex police officers, moonlight on the side. I know somebody who was a police officer and a bouncer who used to do security for Britney Spears back in the day. That's the agency that he worked for. He was a bouncer, ex police officer. He was in the military. He did bodyguard for Britney Spears when she went on tour, like back in the 90s. One of my friend's dads. And so that's what you got to have. You can't have like just four dudes that just like, got the hookup and they're like, well, we're trained in security. Like, y'all don't look like y'all trained in security. Y'all look like I could take one of y'all at the knees. Like I could take one of them real quick. Just into the knee. Kiki be like, oh, let's go. I mean, I'm like, I can windmill on somebody. I look like I can windmill on them. V, I'm coming. I'm coming, Opa. I showed the airport windmilling on them hoes. I'm coming, V. I'm coming. Yeah, American security look like linebackers. Yeah, they were flying back and forth from LA to Korea, and we never knew. Never knew. I'm coming. V. No, I ain't worried about V. I'm like, okay, V, that's fine. Goes God. Sugar! I can't keep up with him. I can't walk that fast. Like, hold on. Sugar, wait, wait. Shit, I can't. It's too late. I will windmill on them. Sugar walk too fast. I'm like, wait. Be breathing hard. Be sitting in the corner. I can't keep up. I can't. That's okay, Sugar. Like I couldn't. Hey, girl. I couldn't keep up with him. I couldn't keep up with Sugar at the airport. I'll be breathing hard in the corner. Be sweating. I can't keep up with him. I'm done, girl. I'm done. I couldn't keep up. But yeah, like they need more security. And I feel strongly about this because every time I see something and I see the threats that they get online, which is a lot, and I know that they get a lot of cyber threats and cyber attacks and death threats and stuff like that they've had over the years, especially the stuff I talked about with Jimin that I didn't know that he was getting threats. And teacher laughing. That I feel like until something happens, again, I don't work for HYBE, so I don't know behind the scenes whether they're taking this stuff seriously or not. But I just feel that the moves that they're making, it just shows me that they're really not taking this serious. Sugar said, if I have to do this, I'm going to speed walk. He speed walk. He be like, Sugar said he said in our interview that he feel like when people go to the airport, he don't want to take up space. So Sugar said he walked real fast because he's trying to hurry up and not impede anybody's day because going to the airport is hard enough. And I said, that's right. He's respected. Dragging me along, girl. I'll be drug along. Okay, I'm coming. I'll walk faster. I'll be trying to keep up. Girl, I'll be like, all right, we're just going to keep up, Girl, I'll be like, I'm coming up. I'm coming. Okay. I'm like, wait, I'm coming. I'll be running. I'm like, oh shit. Oh, y'all are crazy. I'm like, I'm coming. You breathing real. I'll be sweating. But yeah, I just feel like Big Hit and Hive need to get it together. They need to, again, stoking parasocial relationships is something we don't do in the West, and we learn the hard way. People lost their lives, and I don't want anybody to be hurt or doxxed or somebody going up to someone's dad or mom or brother and sister and accosting them and be like, ain't you JK's mom? And all up in her face, breathing hard, and somebody to go to his parents' house because they think maybe JK went to his parents' house and then somebody found out where his parents live and then breaking in their house. because they don't have the security and they feel like, well, if we break into JK's house, we can't get through. But if we wait to follow him and go to his parents' house, he might be there. Or if he goes to his brother's crib, we'll just follow him there. So these people are crafty. These people are clever. Never underestimate crazy people. I've learned the hard way throughout my life. Never underestimate crazy stalker people. I've had stalkers in my life. I've dated people, they've been stalkers. Never underestimate the power of a stalker because they will find out stuff that you're like, how did you figure that out? Look, crazy people don't know violence. Crazy people is real clever. They real strong and they real clever. And obsessive crazy people will find if there's a will their way, they'll spend all their time on the internet finding out where your family live, your friends live, your exes live. They'll find where your job is at. They'll be waiting for you at your job. They'll be at your mama's job. Your daddy may go play golf on the weekends. They'll be at his golf course. Like you just don't know. These people with the internet and social media and things, information at everybody's fingertips, you crazy is crazy. Like it was crazy back then with the information that people could get. But now with the internet at our fingertips and so much public information out there, I mean, people are going to be like, I'm telling you, Jimin's going to be like, oh my, and they're going to lose their mind. Their mind's going to explode. He going to, oh my, too many times. And they're going to be like, psh, oh my. They be like, oh my, Jimin, here I come. I'm telling you. They be like, oh my, oh my. Jimin got the blonde hair now, y'all. Watch out. Like, watch out. Shit. They like, I'm telling you, J-Hope gonna do too many body rolls and he gonna be like killing me, girl. And they gonna be like, we gonna be killing you, J-Hope. We killing you. I'm like, these people are crazy. Everybody know they be like, Army be crazy. I'm like, some of them, yeah. Like I know Marie, I've dated people I have exes like that. Well, I'm serious, they go, look, they can't handle, I'm telling you, they cannot handle the body rolls. They can't handle the winking at the camera. They can't handle the hair flips. For God's sakes, they can't handle none of that. They can't handle any of that. They can't, I'm telling you, I've dated stalkers. Yeah, Jimin looks so natural with his blonde. He looks so good with his blonde hair, Miss Ace. Yes, he looks natural. I'm telling you, Jimin got the blonde hair and set the internet on fire. People about ready to lose their minds. They be like, what? Jimin I was like, oh, here we go. No, my. She said, no, my is going to haunt her dreams now. Oh, my. Oh, I'm telling you. BTS be setting traps. BTS be trapping them all the time. Like they can't help themselves. They just see all that, and then JK come on the Weverse and he's singing. Like I did a video of JK singing Golden and Soda Pop. He gonna be up there singing. They gonna be like, we're going up, and they gonna be like, JK, we going up to your house and breaking your window. They gonna be like golden. Yeah, they gonna be golden. They gonna be golden in his crib. We're going up to your house. Whoa. They ain't gonna be talking about yo my soda pop. They gonna be in JK's house drinking his soda pop out his damn fridge after they break in. Oh my God. They're gonna be like, you're my soda pop. They're gonna be like, we drinking your soda pop because we in your kitchen in your fridge because we just broke in your shit. Like that's how it's gonna go. Oh, she says she's a K-pop trainee. Oh, okay. Well, hello, Minji. Okay. She's a K-pop trainee. I tell you, they're gonna be like, you're my soda pop. They gonna be in JK's house drinking his soda pop. Told y'all, these people are nuts. Like these people are crazy. And I'm telling you, I don't trust these people. Fans of Little Grab Singers off stage. Yeah, I talked about in my video about JK that I remember back in the day when Prince would be on stage and the women would run to the stage and literally security had to like football tackle these women down to the ground because in the Prince concert, they would run to the stage and try to jump over the barricade over and over again. And the security, the big buff burly guy would just have to tackle these women and throw them back and drag them off because they were crazy. I told y'all in the concerts, when I used to go to Usher concerts, women would be throwing their bras and their panties. They be taking their bras off. They be like, hold on, girl. They be throwing their panties on stage, their bras on stage, their phone numbers on stage. Bras, panties, and phone numbers would be everywhere. I'm telling you, that's how it used to be back in the day. These women would try to get backstage. They would pretend to be security and they would dress as security and they would pretend to get backstage. Like it was a whole thing back in the day. Like women were clever. Like these women were clever. And they did everything they could to try to get at these artists. Some of them worked. Like some of them really did things. They would sneak backstage. Back in the day, like back in the 70s and 80s, I hear stories from like my mom's friends about they would sneak backstage. I could tell y'all some stories. But there are women and then, you know, back in the day, the artists would see girls in the front row and they would tell security to pick them out and they would tell them that one, and that one, they would bring them backstage. So that's another how that's a story time for another day, child. But yeah, they artists used to pick ones out the front row. They would pick them. And then the security guys would be like, you, come with me. And they would come and they would take them backstage to meet the artist. That was back in the day. I don't think they do stuff like that no more. Not that I know. They maybe still do stuff like that, but I don't know. Not in K-pop go. Jay said like, yeah, he said if you try to break in, you're going to go to jail. He's like, my house is going to lock down and you're going to be stuck in here, you know. Oh, thank you, Lee Mocha. I appreciate that. I will look you up. I good luck, girl. Oh, let me go back and look at let me go back and put this as a note. P1XL. Oh, it's like Pixie. Oh, it's like Pixie. Okay, I see it. I will look you up, girl. But yeah, I don't want anyone to know his beard. So the Wattpad stories are real? Girl! Do I like Stray Kids? Yes, I went to their concert. And I got my Stray Kids banner that I'm fanning. Wait a minute. Stray Kids. June 6th, 2025. But yeah, I hopefully JK will it not just JK but all of them will just understand that, like, you know, I just want these K-pop companies to evolve when they're thinking about these parasocial relationships. I really do want them to evolve. And I want them to understand that like you can have good PR, you can have fan interactions, um, in all of that, without, you know, I could in all of that without sacrificing your artist safety. That you can have, you know, you can have all of that and you don't have to sacrifice your artist's safety. And so Baby Monsters Atlanta concert yesterday. Baby Monsters is coming here in Dallas. I forgot. They're coming here in Dallas. But yeah, I just want them to understand that you can have an artist, you can be popular, you can interact with your fandom, but you don't have to sacrifice your artist. You don't have to sacrifice your artist safety. And especially with BTS, they're not an upcoming group anymore. They don't have to do all of this stuff, not unless they particularly want to. But even if the artists do want to, if I was the agency, I would discourage them. Seriously. And again, it's all fun and games until someone gets hurt. And then what your mom would tell you, it's all fun and games, baby, until somebody gets hurt. So it's all fun and games until somebody gets hurt. And so whenever somebody gets hurt, then everybody's going to be sitting there going, oh my God. Chinese fans are the crazy. I've heard Chinese fans are thrown off. The Chinese fan culture is very bad. Have you seen some of the some bold parasocial fans on FaceTime? I have not seen it. I have heard stories about people getting very bold on FaceTime. So I've heard stories but I don't. I've seen clips and I've heard stories about people on FaceTime being just being rude to the artist, saying rude things to the artist, saying just being rude and being nasty. Like there was some artist, I forgot it was, and this person was really rude to them on the FaceTime, which I feel like they should be lucky that they get a chance to even. I would die to be on a FaceTime with a BTS member. Like I would die. Like I would. Like I saw a FaceTime video of Sugar and a fan, and the girl was like crying, and he was like, "Don't cry." He was so funny and cute with it. He was like, "Don't cry," and it was a FaceTime that a fan did, and she was crying, and he was like, "Don't cry." You know. Hey Amber, what is the best website to purchase tickets? Let's see, K-pop tickets. If Weverse is, if you belong to the artist Weverse, that's the best place to get like pre-register tickets. But if you're buying tickets, my sister-in-law, she buys them. She just goes on Ticketmaster and just signs up exactly as the tickets are about to go on sale. And then she signs up the tickets like the moment they go on sale to the general population. But it's wild. Like, yeah, some fans are truly, truly obsessive. And I just, again, I understand it, but again, the agency has done this. They've kind of painted themselves in a corner. You know what I'm saying? Like they kind of to the point where like, how can we get out? But they can get out of it. They just have to slowly but surely pull back and give the artist their privacy. Again, with this Jimin thing and this Jungkook thing, this should signal to the agency even more that the artist needs their privacy, that the artist deserves their privacy, and that the artist's privacy and safety should be the utmost in their minds, because the artist is where they get their money. It's their cash cow. So you don't want the artist to get hurt physically or emotionally or PR wise. And I just, to me, I just find it like I said, I've done videos, plenty of videos about Jimin. I got another video coming about Jimin and what's going to happen next, which I'm trying not to overreact and get anxious and mad about, because I feel like what happened to Sugar is going to happen to Jimin, and I don't want that to happen to him. But I just feel like this is where we're going, and I just feel like Jimin is going to be in other people's pictures. He's going to be in other people's videos. He's going to be in other people's photos, and that's about it. So I told all the Jimin stands and the Jimin biased people to come sit next to me. We're going to be sitting on the bench together, sipping our Americanos and our soju while we watch all the rest of the members do live streams and do other things. And then we just get to sit here and just suck it up, because I feel like Sugar's driven into the ether. And now Jimin is going to be driven in the ether too, when he didn't do anything wrong. He didn't do anything wrong. And I say this in my video. I have a video being released on Monday when I'm talking about what next now. So the Jimin thing happened. We talked about it. I'm doing a video discussing what goes on now. And Jimin is out and about. He's not hiding. But I don't think, Sugar's more of a private person, so Sugar won't be out. It's not going to stop Jimin from going out and hanging out. But I'm like, is he going to do promotions? Is he going to be on Weverse Lives? I doubt it. Like, I think that they're going to be like, well, we'll just put you over there. What scares me is that these companies have said behind closed door that the artists are worth more dead than in real life. I believe it. They should have learned with the fan kiss Jins. Marie, they didn't learn anything. I forgot about that. They didn't learn a damn thing. They learn nothing. Nothing. I was like, y'all ain't learned yet? Oh, okay. Y'all don't understand these people crazy? Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Oh. You would have think, I agree, Marie. I forgot all about that. You would have think they would have learned then. They don't. They still want to stoke these relationships. They push this shipping shit. They push this fake fan intimacy. These Weverse Lives, a lot of them are set up and contrived. A lot of these are the agency telling them when to do Weverse Lives. I've told y'all before, a lot of the posts that they make on social media is not the artist posting. It is their media managers. They have media managers for all of their accounts, allegedly. Okay. But they have access to their media accounts, but they send things to be posted on their social media accounts, and they all have media managers. So whether the post is really theirs or not, it's dubious at best. So they have them telling them when to do Weverse. They have a whole schedule plans of when they're going to do Weverses a lot of the time for a lot of these artists. I don't know whether this applies to BTS, but I do know it applies to other artists. So they're telling them when to interact with the fans. Well, you should interact. You haven't interacted for a while. You should do a Weverse. You should do an Instagram post. These are things that are all planned out by the agency. The agency leaves nothing to chance when it comes to most of these K-pop artists. Everything is a PR setup. Where they go, the events that they go to, if it's not something where they're with their private friends or with their family, then I don't believe none of it. It's a setup. They go to these art gallery opens, these shows, these movie premieres, all this stuff is set up by the agency. The agency don't have to do all of this with BTS anymore. I'm telling you, they don't have to do all this. They don't, and some artists put their foot down and like, I'm not doing that. I believe Jin is very professional. I believe Jin, he's promoting an album. He's always doing all the things. Same thing with J-Hope. J-Hope is very professional. J-Hope does all the things. But Jin, to me, is the example. To me, Jin keeps his private life private. And he does his promotions. He'll do his TV shows. He will do whatever performance, whatever he has to do. He'll interact with the fans. He'll do what he had to do. But after all his promotions is done, Jin is like, stage left. I'm going to go home with my family. I'm going to go home with my friends. And I'm going to go live my life. I'm going to play some video games. I'll be with my girl. Whatever Jin want to do. He keeps his private life private. Sugar does that exemplary too. He keeps his private life private. And I think that some of the other ones have made a conscious decision or because they like to interact with the fans. I honestly think in my heart of hearts, JK likes to interact with his fans. I think it's a personal thing for him. I think JK loves I watched all of his Weverse and I think that JK loves to interact with his fans. But sometimes you just have to tell him no. And I'm sure the agency has told him, okay, you can't be saying that on live stream. JK's gotten in trouble for the things that he said and done. But I think JK, that's a whole nother conversation, okay, as to what he's doing. But some of the stuff is a setup. But the other stuff, I think, is really just them wanting to, especially JK. I don't know. JK needs a friend. I don't want to talk about JK like that. Lord have mercy. I don't want to talk about my little cookie like that. My little nephew. I don't want to talk about nephew like that. But nephew, I think that sometimes JK maybe is lonely. That's my personal feelings. I think sometimes he is lonely. I think sometimes he may be bored. I think sometimes he may be tired of just dealing with industry people and he kind of wants real people to talk to. That's just my theory. That's my feeling. Like I watch his live streams. And again, what I always tell y'all, watch something and turn the sound off. Turn the sound off, put it on mute and watch his body language. And I watch his Weverses with the sound on and then I'll watch it again with the sound off and I'll watch his eyes and I'll watch his body language. Like I watched the V one today and I watched his eyes and I watched V's body language and V's body language is off today. His eyes, V looked sad. Like I didn't even know about the Yantan thing. I didn't even know about that until somebody said it on a comment section on a YouTube video. I didn't even realize it was Yantan's birthday because I barely watched it. But when I saw him on live, I said, oh, his eyes look sad. Like he had a look in his eye of sadness, And I was like, I didn't know what he was sad about, but I said, oh, he looks sad. But then later on when I got home, I was like, oh, it's his dog's birthday today. I said, no wonder he looks sad. On his eyes, you can always tell the eyes are the window of the soul. You can tell by the way a person looks that something is wrong with them. They don't have the normal, V didn't have the normal spark that he has and a little mischievousness in his eye. He didn't have all that like he did on the Weverse with JK. Like a couple of days ago. You can tell his eyes. If you watch his video and watch his eyes, you will see the look in his eyes is kind of sad. It's kind of like, it's kind of like I'm bothered about something. I'm thinking real hard. And so like I tell people to watch these live streams and just turn the sound off and you'll see. And JK, I can do a whole video about that. Like JK, I've said it before, his Weverse lives got to the point where I don't watch them sometimes. My sister-in-law stopped watching them. She feels uncomfortable watching them. She feels very, very uncomfortable. She stopped watching them before he went to the military. She feels uncomfortable watching them. My sister-in-law, if she's watching this, she'd be like, yep, I feel uncomfortable. She feels uncomfortable watching them. It just makes her feel like she's watching something that she shouldn't be watching. It's very intimate. It's very different than the other members. So JK, I just like, baby, I don't know. I don't know what he needs. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Jen just stopped. Yeah, Jen will shut down the nonsense. Jen ain't got no time for that. He come on a live stream, he's eating, he's always doing something. I appreciate that, but he's very professional. If you really watch Jen and watch his live streams, he don't have like this conversational tone that JK has. JK got scolded. He did for doing his live stream in his underwear. He was sleeping. He was drinking on the live. I love those old live streams. Our artist life is very lonely. And I just, yeah, you can tell V was sad today. There was a ridiculous comment. He said, what does that have to do with Yontan? There was a ridiculous, V don't pull no punches. He'll be like, look, I didn't see all of V's time on camera. I just saw a little bit of it. And I was like, oh, I could just tell that his eyes looked worried and sad. He had a sad look in his eye. I could tell that it was like, okay, and you could just tell he looked bothered about something. So I don't know whether it's Yontan. I don't know if he's going through other things in his life. I don't know, but he just looked bothered. He didn't look like his normal mysterious happy. He just had like a look in his eye of like lostness. Like he just had a sad, affected look in his eye. And he was saying that he didn't want to come on camera. Like he didn't want to. JK needs a boo thing. I promise you that JK can find all the boo things he wants to. JK don't ever have to be lonely, but but then again, it's hard to be in the industry and find somebody you can trust. I think the Jimin thing has got a lot of people spooked. I think the Jimin thing has spooked a lot of people in the industry from what I've heard. It really had a lot of people take a step back. But anyway, if you my member, I have tea. I have tea, but I can't, but I'm not going to spill it right now. But I do have tea about what's going on right now. I mean, in the industry, I do have a little bit of tea. People have told me things. But shit like this in the industry, y'all, the K-pop industry is a small, close-knit industry. Stuff like this, it shakes people. It'll have people spooked. It really do. Because you really don't know who you can trust. Like, you don't know if you're dating someone and that person is going to take pictures and video and try to blackmail you. Again, I've said it before and I said it again. There's a lot of blackmail in the K-pop industry. A lot. There are stars that have been blackmailed. There's plenty of cases over the past year where high-profile stars have been blackmailed. I told y'all a member of SHINee was blackmailed. I'm sorry, a member of TVXQ was blackmailed. So y'all understand, TVXQ used to be the biggest band ever, and they're still active, but a member of TVXQ was blackmailed for years. For 4 years over some chick he met during the pandemic over Instagram or Facebook. Weird. Yeah, I hate to see any members sad, but it's just, it's hard. There's always been rumors about, certain members having girlfriends and, stuff like that. And whether I believe it or not, some of it I do, some of it I don't. Like some of the rumors, but I'm the type of person, if I hear a rumor once or twice, I'm like, but if I keep hearing it over and over again from different sources, I'm like, perhaps there's some truth to this. But I've heard plenty of things. Like, again, I'm new to K-pop. And so I hear things and see things and I go back and ask. And I'm going to do a video about the day in the life of a wardrobe person. Like, I have a whole video coming out and I've got a bunch of notes and I'm going to do a whole video about what is it like to dress a K-pop singer and to work on a wardrobe team. And I'm writing down all my notes as I did it the other day. And I asked my friend who's in the industry, because that's where the cat is out of the bag. She works for an agency and she works in the stylist and the ward. She's a wardrobe. She's a stylist. She's a junior assistant. And I'm doing a video where I will tell y'all about like all like their day to day, how she got in a business and everything. So I have all these notes and everything, and I got to put the video together and everything. And then I'll have the video probably within the next 2 weeks. It's a lot. It's a lot of what the wardrobe people do. And they don't make a lot of money, by the way, y'all. But I have a whole video coming up about that. And where I'll just tell y'all what does it take to dress a K-pop star, how she got the job, what is her background. Of course, keep her and where she works for anonymous. But it's very fascinating what they do. And it's a very hard job. It's a lot of hours. It's a very hard job. It doesn't pay a lot. It doesn't pay a lot of money until you're like really high up there, and she's not. So you excited for the video? Oh my God. Like, what she does is very interesting. It's very fast. Like, There are so many things that you've never thought of, and so many different skill sets that you have to work in the K-pop industry as somebody who dresses K-pop singers. And there's so many different levels you have to work in the industry for a long time to get up there, to get up to a certain level. And so I'm gonna tell you guys what my friend does and her day to day, and a little bit of just like how she got there, and then her thoughts about the industry. She loves the industry, but it's hard. It's tough. She loves the industry, um, but it's hard. It's not an easy industry to be in. It's a lot. She works 12, 13-hour days sometimes, just depending. And they don't get paid a lot, y'all. I'm telling you, like the first couple of years, it's not enough money for you to live on your own and have a living. You got to kind of have parents that are going to support your dreams. But it's very like you'll see the business in a new way. You'll see the business in a different way. And like I said, I'll try to do her justice and try to like get her to explain like what kind of thing. And again, I wish I could bring her on camera because she's much more interesting than I am. So trust me, honey, she's much more interesting than me. She'll tell you all, and then she got stories for days, things that she's experienced, things that she's seen in the business, things that you would never even think of. One of my friends did styling for Seoul Fashion Week. It was definitely an experience. Fun but tiring times. Yes, tiring. Is kind of a thankless job, but um, like I said, to be, I mean, she's been in the business 7 years now, and like that's quite a long time. A lot of the wardrobe people, they burn out quickly. They don't last in the business, but that's what the business is for. I mean, they want to see, I mean, they get a lot of sasaengs and K-pop fans in that business. So that's why in the early days, they will work you to death. Like they will work you to death because they want to see, do you really want to work in this business? They get a lot of people who want to work because they're K-pop fans. So you just imagine how many people they go through who can't cut it, who will work a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and they can't cut it because it is a lot of work, and it's not glamorous. A lot of people think it's glamorous, but it's not. And so they get a lot of sasaengs, they get a lot of crazy people, they get a lot of people doing inappropriate things, and they have to be let go. And it's a lot. So it is really a trial by fire. And then you get people who don't have any talent for it. So that's another thing. You have to know what you're doing. They don't have any skills. They don't have the right skill set. That they got into the industry and got into the fashion industry just because they want to work with K-pop. They get a lot of that. You'd be surprised. My friend be like, well, we got another intern. I'm like, ah. And the intern will last a week or two because they can't cut it. They just can't make it. They can't handle it, or they are slow, or they have no skills, or they just get lost in la la land. They staring at the stars. But eventually when you first start working there, of course, you're going to kind of gawk a little bit. But then after you get to working for a while, after a couple of months, it's just kind of like, it's so fast paced that you don't have time to be really gawking at people. And if you do, you're going to get fired. You will get fired. A lot of jobs in South Korea don't pay for they working as a wardrobist. You start out as an intern. I can tell you that she was an intern for 18 months. Intern means you don't get paid. So while she was in college, she was going to school during the daytime, and then on the weekends and the evenings, she was working underneath a junior apprentice, and she was the intern. And guess what kind of work the intern got? All the shit work. So she was going to school, and the intern, they just give everything to the intern. You need these clothes cleaned? Here, you take them to the cleaners. They would give her bags and bags of clothes that she would drag to the cleaners. She would put them in her car, and she would have to take them to the cleaners to get them cleaned. And then she would have to do the repairs on them. She would have to sew and fix buttons, fix pockets, fix tears, alter the sizes of certain things. She had to do all the shit work she got as an intern, not paid. She did this for 18 months while she was going to school. So if it wasn't for her parents, she would never survive. So the people getting into the industry thinking that they're going to go to school and they're going to get this sweet internship. No, the internship is not paid, and they are giving you all the grunt shit work. They are literally telling you, go wash these clothes. Go fix these clothes. Go get me coffee. She used to have to go get coffee and food for her for the head stylist. There one time she telling me, I got some stories. She had the dog sit. She had a dog sit for one of the stylists is like, I don't have any work for you to do today, but I need you to here's my house key. Go home and dog sit my dog. My dog need to be fed. And make sure you clean up my apartment while you're there. So here she was dog sitting, cleaning up dog poop, cleaning the head stylist's apartment because she's an intern and she's supposed to do as she told. I need you to go clean my apartment. Yeah, you do. When you're at the lowest, yeah, you get treated. The interns, they get yelled at. They did all the grunt work. Going to get food, going to get lunch, going to get coffee, cleaning people's apartments, cleaning people's cars. I need you to go clean my car. What? Yeah, go clean my car. Huh? Okay, because they want to see, they taking advantage of you, but then they also want to see how you're going to react. And so she had to clean cars, clean apartments, dog sit, pick up kids from daycare, like whatever she had to do. One time, one of the stylists gave her a grocery list and they told her to go buy groceries. Baby, she like, here my credit card, here's the list. She like, oh, what am I doing? I need you to go to the grocery store with me while I finish this up. What? Okay, what kind of noodles you want, bitch? Like grunt work, stuff that you would think that is very demeaning, but that's what she had to do. She had to scrub out stains. She had to get the steaming wands and steam clean the clothes. She had to pack all the clothes up and put them in garment bags. All the stuff that they didn't want to do, they just give it to the intern. She'll do it. And so for almost 2 years, that's what she had to do unpaid. Back-breaking work. She had to lift heavy things, pull heavy garment bags, put things in boxes for tours, label everything. All the stuff that the BTS members wear, the clothing, inside the clothing have labels in it. Interns do all of that for free. They label all the clothes. They label all the shoes. They label all the belts, put them in separate garment bags and pack them up in crates. She would be there until midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, packing up things, labeling things. Make sure everything was the right size. Go exchange clothes. This is the wrong size. Go take this back. Go alter this. Make this smaller. This is too big. This don't fit right. All the stuff that you can think about. That's what my friend did. So like I said, I'm going to do a whole video telling you about how she started from the bottom and rose her way up. And still not up at the top, but up, to where she ain't doing grunt work no more. She actually gets paid. But still considering what you would think they would get paid. She still doesn't get paid enough, but she gets paid enough to where she can live in an apartment and adult. So they do deserve to get paid. But that's just, they want to make sure that you're not there for ulterior reasons. They want to make sure you're there for the right reason. And they work you hard to weed out all the bad actors. That's the reason why she said that's the reason why they do that. Because now, since she's higher up, she sees the interns and they come with stars in their eyes and they're all like, oh my God, this is my dream job. And oh my God, I want to work in K-pop. And they're like, okay, go clean these clothes, because they trying to make sure that you really want to be in this business. Not that you're just trying to fangirl out or fanboy out over K-pop singers. That's why they work you hard. 2 years is taking advantage. Yeah, that's a long time, but that's the business. It's not hard. It's not easy. It's very hard. And she worked her way to the top. And that's why I said I hear a lot of things about a lot of things from her. And it's very interesting. It's an interesting business to be in. But she's the only person I know that works the closest with K-pop singers. I do know somebody else that works for another agency, but it's not in music. It's not in styling or wardrobe or anything like that. They truly do work behind the scenes, like tours and concerts and planning and accounting and shit like that. They do work behind the scenes, like on an office level. And then I know somebody that's a freelancer. There is a lot of contract and freelance work in K-pop. There's a lot. Like K-pop got in trouble a couple of years ago for hiring contract workers and not pay them. Also, another thing about stylists, baby, let me tell you something. I'm finna tell y'all something right now. This gonna shock y'all. Do you know in the stylists, they don't pay them? Like my friend will do a job. Let's say she'll do a job August the 15th. Do you know the agencies are like, we'll pay you in a month? That pay is like a month behind. So she constantly, when she first started out, when she was freelance, because they start out as contract workers and freelance, right? Before she got accepted to work as an agency full time. Okay. So when she was working as a freelancer and working for like these temporary contract companies, don't you know they paid their contract workers once a month? So she would literally work her ass off, like I said, mid-August, and she wouldn't get paid until September, until mid-September. So she constantly, like when you first start out, you really not making no money. But when you finally get a salary, they will pay you in the rears like 3 weeks behind. 3 weeks behind. So she had to work 3 weeks. She had to wait 3 weeks to get a paycheck from that job. So she constantly had to take, you always had to take work as a contract worker or freelance worker because you're not getting paid in a week or 2 weeks. You're getting paid 3 weeks to a month forward. So you always got it. So when you first start out, you were truly really broke. Like you really don't have any money. Like the first 2 months of her getting jobs and everything, like she literally was like living, she was living with her parents for the longest time and working these jobs for a whole month before the next month before she actually got paid. And then she wasn't getting paid a lot anyway. But that's how a lot of these contract workers are. They don't pay like in America when you work for a contract or a temp agency, sometimes you get paid weekly, sometimes it's bi-weekly. No, in South Korea, it's monthly. So yeah, contract workers get paid monthly in the K-pop industry. It is crazy. And then they K-pop industry has gotten in trouble for not paying their workers on time. Like they'll come to them and be like, oh, well, payroll got backed up a couple of days. And you're like, okay, well, I'm supposed to get paid on Monday. Oh, well, could you wait till Friday? Like shit like that. So yeah, they pay them a month every 3 weeks. I was like, girl, you over here working. And then you got to wait 3 weeks to get a paycheck. You work a whole month and not get it paid. That's crazy. It's crazy. And so, but once you start working and the money actually starts rolling in and coming in, then, you know, but then again, when you're a freelancer or contract worker, it's not steady work. It's just whatever job or whatever the contract agency or the temp agency can send you on. That's kind of how it goes. But yeah, when you getting paid a month, imagine working, and you got to wait a month to get your damn paycheck. That is crazy to me because temp agencies don't work like that here. They usually you get paid weekly. And so I don't know. The agencies count their eggs before they even right. They have to get their money. Yeah, that's what they said. The agency says, well, if we do a promotion or a concert or a tour or something, the agency is saying that they don't get their money until 3 weeks later. So they're like, if we don't get our money, which they don't, then we got to pay you whenever we get paid. So that's the rationale behind that. That the agency, whenever they do a tour or a concert or something, the agency doesn't get the money right away. Sometimes the money doesn't come until sometimes up to 2 months later, just depending on the venues and the tour and everything is worked out in accounting. It takes usually about, I would say about sometimes 4 to 6 weeks before the artist is actually getting paid for their tour. So the same thing with all the staff members. They have to wait until get paid. Like, that's crazy to me. But yeah, it's not only in that industry. Yeah. It's other industry too. The foreigners protested by not working. Yeah. They don't protest too much in South Korea. They just kind of, that's just how I thought that was crazy. Like I said, I'm not used to that. You know, in America, you work for a temp agency, you get paid. So that's my video coming on. Like I said, I got a whole bunch. I've been taking notes and writing down things and learning things. And I told her, I was like, girl, I'm gonna do this video just so people, she's like, so people can see how hard she works and how it's not all glamorous for people. I've had numerous people like, oh, I want to be in the K-pop industry. And I'm like, I hope you speak Korean because that's the number one thing. You got to speak fluent Korean. They're not going to let you in the industry if you are not fluent in Korean a lot of times. You can get away with that working like for some fashion houses if they have like international offices or international clients. But for the most part, if you're working in the K-pop industry with the artists and with management and stuff like that, you have to be able to communicate with them, not unless you got a real big hookup. There are some people that do work in the K-pop industry who work on the stylist teams, but a lot of times they know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. So that's it. But that's my video for today, you guys. I'm going to go and give me something to drink, give me something to eat. I'm going to relax. I thank everybody for being here. ATP, Moonlight, Deidre, Marie, everybody that's been here. Make sure you like, share, subscribe my channel. Make sure you become a member so you can get all this tea, hot tea that I'm pouring, bubbling over in my community tabs. Make sure I have plenty of videos coming out next week, at least 3 or 4 videos. Look at my shorts, my YouTube shorts. I'll be trying to thirst trap y'all in the shorts. I'll be trying to make y'all thirsty in the shorts. And then I'll see you guys next week. I've been invited to this K-pop Demon Hunter rave thing, and I'm trying to talk my sister-in-law to go with me, because if I do go, I'm going to film it. But I don't know. Hi, Diamond Spania. Thank you. I'm glad you guys enjoy. I'm trying to go to this rave next weekend, so we'll see. I may have to move my live stream up to a Sunday, because Saturday they have a rave, and I want to go. Where can you get a membership? To get a membership, you literally go to my channel, and you can, I believe it depends on where you're looking at the phone, hit the subscribe plus button. If you hit the subscribe plus button, if you're already subscribed, you hit the subscribe plus button, and it will bring up like the memberships or whatever and stuff like that. So that's how you can get a membership. That's far enough. I look at YouTube on my TV, so it's a little bit different. But I look at it on my phone too. But when I went and looked at my TV to see how it does, there's a subscribe plus button. The subscribe plus button on anyone's channel is the membership. It'll bring up the membership menu and how you guys can be. And then next week, I'll try to come on here and get my computer, because I can give away memberships, but I can't do it on my phone. I can only give away memberships if I'm on my laptop or something, if I'm in the browser, and I don't ever use I can't use the browser on my phone to do live streams. So, if you guys sign up, thank you, Lucia, Dibley, hello. I appreciate everybody being here. This has been a quiet, peaceful live. Unlike last week, it was on and pop. I don't know what was going on last week, but anyway, y'all, I'm finna go get me something to drink. I got some moonshine waiting for me. I'm finna go get my moonshine with my drink on a little bit. But I can watch some BTS, run BTS. I'm finna watch some concert videos. And I will see y'all on the flip side. Y'all have a good night. Bye. Body roll. Oh my.